I was
Greetings,
posing.
and welcome to this week's month's episode
Years.
Star Trek Adventures with U.S.S. Pendragon. Joining us for this game is Ms. Hearts. And who are you playing, Ms. Hearts?
Oh, you're going to ask that? I am playing Lieutenant Medea Shinzo.
And where can we find you? And
Never asked me that because I couldn't. I'm sorry, what?
Where can we find you, and what do you do?
So you can find me just about anywhere as Ms. Hearts, Twitter, Twitch, and all the rest. Or if you need graphic design or promotional products, go to gibopromo.com. I'm hoping that's what you were asking.
It was. I'll ask the rest after the show. Nakara. And who are you playing?
I am playing Commander and First Officer Benjamin Anderson of the Pendragon.
And where can we find you, and what do you do?
You can find me on Twitter at Nakara or on the Relay Discord, which is discord.gg/relaysc, or on our website, relay.sc.
Lovely.
It
Ishan,
is lovely.
who are you playing? Cassandra, who are you?
Oh, sorry, I didn't hear
That's alright.
my full name. Yeah, sorry about that. I'm playing Ishan Kjallr, Lieutenant Commander.
And where can we find you, and what do you do?
I am a storyteller for Vampire the Masquerade Chronicle on the Lamias channel. It's the_Lamias on Twitter. And you can find me at Cassandra_BR on Twitter as well.
Leg Boy, who are you playing?
I'm playing Ensign Pro 2, helmsman of the U.S.S. Pendragon, and you can find me practically anywhere at Nitro Type at.
And last but by no means least, Sam. Good luck pronouncing your name. Who are you playing?
I know how to pronounce my own name, thank you very much. It's Sace. I don't remember his...
That's fine.
What's
that's
the
fine.
word?
And what do you
Rank?
do?
What's the
And where
word?
can we find you?
You look like a lieutenant commander.
Apparently you don't have any links. You can thank Nitro for that. You can break his legs.
I don't remember my name.
We shall start.
What's my name? Hamilton. Sorry.
In Starbase 11, Commander Anderson has been called into Fleet Captain Bathory's office for assignment. Anderson makes his way through the clean Starbase corridors and finally enters into the Fleet Captain's office. He is offered a seat at the desk in front of him, and he begins his debrief with the Commander. Commander Anderson, greetings. Captain
Greetings.
Talor, as you know, is one of the former assimilated Borg drones that has been put into a comatose state. We theorize that this is due to the proximity of the Collective. I myself can sometimes hear the Collective. This means that for this assignment, you'll be in command of the Pendragon as acting captain.
Understood.
Long-range scanners have located a transport ship adrift in space. It appears to have come from Romulan space and is still close to the neutral zone. Considering its proximity to the Romulans, it has been decided to send the Pendragon to investigate. It could well be a Romulan trap, even a Klingon trap. Though the Romulans are currently distracted with the Borg incident, and the Klingons are pushing the front line directly against the Federation, it doesn't mean you should let your guard down. Either of them could appear at any time. There's also been rumour of a small Borg scouting force, so stay on high alert. The transport itself could be nothing, but it's been through Romulan space, so it may have interesting information, be part of some illicit Romulan plot, or worse. The Romulans are hard to predict. We've been unable to get any clear scans on it, however. When we first detected it, we were able to get readings of life signs. Now sensor results show one life form, several hundred, and sometimes none. We need answers, Commander, and we're sending you there to get them.
I understand. Bathory, sir. Can you tell me any more about this Borg force nearby?
It currently consists of 2 Borg cubes, and is in the furthest reaches of the Romulans' empire. Currently, they are handling it and have refused assistance from ourselves, which is rather fortunate as our forces are currently occupied with the Klingons.
Understood. Do we know what the design of this transport vessel is?
It is not something that is familiar with our database. Ideally, we
completely
would
unknown.
like you to bring the ship back, but if that is impossible or it is deemed too dangerous, you are cleared to destroy it. Rescue any survivors, of course, however.
Of course. And given that it is an unknown design, you would, if we cannot bring it back, full scans would be desired?
Exactly.
Understood. Anything else I need to know about this mission?
That's all we have for you, Commander.
If we encounter the Romulans, are we to engage?
If they have breached the neutral zone, yes.
Understood. If we have to breach the neutral zone in this mission, what are the rules of engagement?
You are not authorized to break the neutral zone under any circumstances.
Understood.
The last thing we need is to risk an incident with the Romulan Empire.
Agreed.
Any further questions, Commander?
No, I think that's all. We will depart immediately.
Dismissed.
And I return to the Pendragon.
Commander Anson leaves the fleet captain's office and swiftly makes his way through and up to the Pendragon, docked in one of the starbase's many docking ports. Eventually, he steps off the Pendragon's turbolift and onto the bridge of the Sovereign-class vessel. He requests the senior staff assemble in the Pendragon's observation lounge to brief them on their mission. The assembled staff each take a seat, with Commander Anson sitting at the head before them, and begins his briefing.
Welcome, senior staff. I have just had a briefing from Fleet Commander Bathory on our next mission. We are to investigate a ship in distress, a transport ship that has traveled through Romulan space and is now adrift on our side of the neutral zone. It is an unknown design, and we do not have a good idea of the complement aboard. Any questions?
So I'm assuming we don't know if there's any life signs either.
We've been getting varying readings from only a few to many. So I think that we cannot rely on any of that information. We'll have to look for ourselves as we approach the vessel, see if we can get better readings.
A unknown design suggests we might be engaging in first contact with that civilization.
It is possible, but it could also just be an unknown design of from a race that we have already contacted.
Of course.
There are several alien races, of course, that do cobble together ships from various components. And many civilian transportation ships as well.
You said it was a transport ship?
Yes.
Did we know? Do we know what it's transporting?
No. Not at this time, anyway. That'll be another thing that we need to keep an eye out for. Don't want to send a crew aboard if they're transporting dangerous or toxic materials. Ensign Pro 2, do you have any thoughts?
Well, if we do need to send someone aboard, I could always volunteer.
Well, thank you very much. Not to alarm anybody, but there will be the potential for combat on this mission. It is fairly close to the Romulan neutral zone, so if the Romulans take their own interest, we may see them on our side of the border. Additionally, the Romulans are currently engaged in combat with a small Borg fleet, which obviously we desperately hope to avoid. So we'll be keeping an eye on that situation as well.
Sir, if I may suggest, perhaps we should have the med bay equipped and ready in case there are any survivors that we need to take care of.
That is an excellent plan. I will let Lieutenant Kind know to be on guard.
Is the ship broken down? That's why we're going to get it?
It is adrift, yeah. We don't really know what's wrong with it, other than it passed through the neutral zone and then seemed to go adrift. Sorry, you cut out there for a moment.
Wait.
Might just need to speak a little louder.
Tell us again, using the form of dance.
I don't know how to dance.
Oh, there we go.
There we
I can
go.
hear you now.
Okay. My joke. So we don't know if they're like actually broken down or if they're just sitting there waiting for somebody to come.
There is certainly a potential for this to be a trap. Absolutely.
Okay.
So that is something we will have to keep at least in the back of our minds. Obviously, the Federation is always approaches every situation as a situation of this kind as a rescue mission, but we can't leave ourselves open for attack either.
Commander, in the event that it is a trap, I redact my previous statement of volunteering to go on board.
Understood. You do realize that you may be ordered aboard.
Well, if ordered, then yes.
Understood.
Hopefully we can find diplomatic solution to whatever we find there.
That's always the goal. Absolutely. Any further thoughts before we get ready for the mission?
We should keep scanning for, well, possible signs of cloaked Romulan ships.
Absolutely. We'll do our best. Obviously, Romulan ships are notoriously difficult to detect under cloak unless they're at warp, but it's likely that if we encounter Romulan ships under cloak, they will just be laying in wait near the derelict ship or the adrift ship. But absolutely, we will be continuously scanning the area because we also need to know more about this ship as we approach. Anything further? All right, dismissed.
Staff are dismissed and walk back out onto the bridge, taking their seat at their respective stations. Commander Anderson takes the captain's seat and gives the order for the Pendragon to undock. The warp nacelles power up from their energy-saving state, and the subtle hum of the engine's power echoes through the star drive section as the sleek ship comes fully to life. Commander Anderson, you remember what we discussed?
Yes. Pro 2, you're driving this hunk of metal, right?
Correct, Captain.
Sorry. Someone just screamed in my house, so...
Whip, it is. He lives alone.
Well, sorry. In the house that's right adjoining to mine. Anyway. Pro 2, please, engage thrusters at 1/4 and pull away from the starbase.
So,
Pro 2. Control Con. Difficulty 0, so you don't have to roll if you don't want to.
you know I do.
Epic failure.
Fail the roll. Fail the roll.
How would you that?
It's the only 4 successes. Hey, got us a bunch of momentum. I'll appreciate that any day.
The umbilical docking collar detaches from the ship as the ship's thrusters come online, and the Pendragon slowly backs out of the docking placement. As it slowly approaches the open area of the starbase, it starts to slowly turn in place. Control Con. Difficulty 0.
Max momentum.
That's what I get for having a focus in large spacecraft piloting.
Perfect.
Should have thought of that. Pendragon spins skillfully around and faces the starbase's large doors, and powers up the impulse engines as it slowly approaches the large solid dranium doors, picking up speed. A hail quickly comes through on the Pendragon speakers.
Pendragon, this is Starbase 11. Condition green. You are cleared to undock. Doors opening now.
The giant
Dude,
metal
Starbase
doors.
11 is big enough to have starships inside? That's crazy.
It's based
Anyway,
on
sorry.
I think it's Starbase 1, not Starbase 0. Starbase 1's designs.
Wow. That's cool.
If you see it in the original series, it's a fucking huge city on the planet. How's that a starbase?
Interesting.
The giant metal doors open, clanking in sync to be fully opened by the time the Pendragon is close enough, and the sleek modern vessel glides out of the starbase's protective shell and into the cold embrace of space, making it a safe distance from the starbase and heading in the direction to intercept the derelict ship. Orders, Commander Anderson?
Set course for the derelict ship, warp 8. And engage.
Is there anything you wish to discuss en route to the starship? Or do?
I will probably brush up on my knowledge of all the Romulan customs and cultural intricacies that we know of.
That sounds like an excellent idea. I mean, we hope not to run into the Romulans, but, when is our luck
Be
ever been that
prepared. They tend to show up when you hope not to encounter them.
Of course. Lieutenant Shinzo, what is your specialty?
I was about to say, as the ship's counselor, I know your past couple missions have been somewhat trying on the crew. So if anyone needs to talk privately, I'm always welcome.
Fleet Commander Bathory did traumatize us with a Borg encounter. So...
Yeah, I understand that's why your captain is missing. So I want to make sure that the crew is at their peak performance, and sometimes...
Hey, good episode. Sorry.
And sometimes they need someone to talk to. So of course that's what I'm...
Of course. And invaluable service to the crew. Thank you.
You'll find that Shinzo is good at medical, good at science, You could say the best of both worlds.
Also a good episode. We're just gonna use episode titles to do every quote.
Well, that'll make this episode come to a drumhead.
Oh God.
Did we get any information on the ship that we're intercepting other than the fact that it's of unknown design?
Not really. It's a transport ship.
Information is that we have no information.
Yeah, if we had more
Basically,
information, it
and
would be
they've been
unknown.
getting random numbers of life signs aboard, from anywhere from just a few to none to hundreds.
Fascinating.
Agreed. I'm sorry. Is it Lieutenant Zace?
Commander Zace
Ensign
to you.
Zace? Commander Zace.
Fit?
Wouldn't that be Lieutenant Commander?
Yeah, but you abbreviated to Commander.
Oh, Commander Zace. Commander Zace, what is your specialty?
I'm an engineer.
Perfect. We've
I work
lacked an
as-
engineer for like all of our missions recently. That's excellent.
I'm aware of that.
Reminder that long-range scanners do work in warp.
That's what I was about to ask.
Sometimes it takes the most trying times to get us what we need.
Of course. Since you have a background in science, Lieutenant Shinzo, would you like to do a long-range scan of this ship for us?
Would love to. How?
Do for me. Insight science.
How do I roll?
Well, you pick up
Highlight.
the dice.
I mean, that's also possible. You highlight Insight Science on
Yeah,
the
I've got
left
them
side of the character
highlighted.
sheet. On the right side, there is it task dice?
Task roll,
so
yeah.
do I?
And then you
Okay.
select that as 2. And it'll roll 2 task dice for you. Which
Yeah,
are
click
2
this
d20s.
Okay, I
Yep.
click
There
the com button.
That's
Perfect.
fine. And if you have a focus in that's possibly applicable, you can click focus applied yes, and that increases your chances of getting a critical.
Oh, okay.
Because how it works is you add up your, in this case, insight and science for a total, and you want to roll under that total on a d20. If you roll under it, you get a success. If you roll a 1, you get a critical.
It's all reversed.
Okay,
You don't
so I
need
want to
to
get as
know-
low as possible on the
Yeah.
die?
Yeah.
Okay, so 2 1s is really good.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And the complication range is, if it's 5, if you get 5th, roll 20, 19, 18, blah, 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 to 15, you get a critical fail. And unless I said a complication range is default 1. Your scan.
So, what did our... Oh, that's what I was
Reveals.
going to ask.
2 large vessels. The scanners are returning erratic life signs, sometimes hundreds, other times 2. Impossible to be refined as scanners are working optimally.
There are 2 large vessels there now?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, dear Lord. Do we have a identification on the other vessel?
Do insight and science for me, please.
Yep. All right, task roll 2. Okay. I'm
Zero,
assuming
good or
that's not
bad?
enough.
It is not enough.
All right. I'm just gonna re-roll that dice. Oh, what you actually see on the screen is not the actual roll. That's just 1 is a success, 0 is not a success, 2 is like critical, basically.
Yeah.
No,
two's
that's not
a
quite
crit.
Okay, that makes a lot more sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, the
It's,
actual roll is hidden from you.
Yeah, difficulty
It just shows
and
successes.
successes is like VTM rolls. Yeah.
Can I re-roll one of those?
Wait.
The 0.
Can I assist?
Certainly.
There we go. And I got momentum back. Boom.
Scan reveals alongside the transport vessel is a vessel that is perfectly spherical.
Ah, shit. I mean,
No idea what that could be.
Ensign Pro 2, red alert.
Don't you have a button
Red
for that?
alert.
You do have a button for
Dude.
that.
God, I hope that doesn't repeat.
Everyone aboard battle stations. Immediately, battle stations.
I like the order
So-
of this. Call for red alert. Shit. Battle stations. Well, duh.
Well, if it's like a fire alarm, people ignore the fire alarm, right? Well, maybe they ignore the red alert.
There's a fire alarm on a spaceship.
Sir, I'd like to ask what red alert means exactly.
Oh man. So, unfortunately, it looks like we are likely going to be engaging with the Borg. Pro2, please open a channel to Fleet Captain Bathory.
All right, I do that.
I'm gonna eat.
Yeah, that's great. That's
Bathory, we are seeing a Borg sphere in the region of the derelict vessel.
good luck with that.
Would you like us to continue with this mission?
Your mission is still a priority. Try not to engage
Understood.
the Borg, but you may have no other choice.
Understood. Do you have any suggestions for not engaging the Borg?
Act nicely.
They won't attack you until they see you as a threat.
That is legitimate. We will try to be as unthreatening as possible. Wish us luck.
You're going to need it.
Understood. Anderson out. All right. What's our ETA, Pro2?
Shiv, what's our ETA?
Because you want it to be at this point. I mean, it would take you about 8 hours at warp 8 from Starbase 11 to the neutral zone.
Ba-da, 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 ba-da.
Enough time
Could
to
be
write the
any
last will
second
and
now,
testament.
Could be any second now, Commander.
Understood. Understood. Has anyone faced the Borg before in combat?
No.
Outside of simulation?
Yes.
No.
Understood. I'm going to attempt something here. As the Borg can one-on-one, we are not a particularly good match even for a Borg sphere. We are actually going to stand down red alert and approach as quietly as we possibly can. So, Pro2, please come out of warp 100,000 kilometers away from the derelict ship and approach at thrusters only.
Hi, Captain.
Pendragon cruises through space, managing to avoid being intercepted by any Klingon vessels, and comes out of warp about 100,000 kilometers in the vicinity of the coordinates given to them, and are immediately greeted by the sight of a derelict ship and a Borg sphere right next to it, traveling slowly through space.
Commander
Can we
Zace.
get?
Go ahead.
Sorry. I was just gonna ask, can we get a better scan of a vessel now?
That's absolutely
Yeah.
where we were going with this. But first, Commander Zace, can you scan the Borg sphere and tell me what you find?
Can do that.
About its armament?
How do I do that? How to do that?
Insight, science, task roll 2, complication range of 1. No,
Remind
let's
me.
make that complication range of 3, actually.
Insight, science.
Well, that's mean.
Complication range 3?
Hmm.
What's the task roll?
2. Task roll is always 2 by default.
Okay, fucking, how do I...
Little Star Trek
There we go,
next
yep.
to task roll. Yeah.
I remembered. I am a smart person.
You scan the sphere and find it is armed with the standard Borg cutting beam, an energy vampire, and a tractor beam.
I relate that to...
It's not too
Commander.
much of a threat to the Sovereign class vessel.
Sure.
I mean,
If I remember correctly,
unless
Captain,
it can contact the 2 cubes that are like
Mhm.
over there.
skip, hop, and a jump away.
2 cubes are in the, at most in the middle of the Romulan Star Empire. There's no
Fair
transwarp
enough.
conduits that directly link into
Yeah.
the Beta Quadrant, so they've got to travel at conventional warp, which even the Borg.
So yeah, it
is
would
gonna
take them a few
some
hours. Yeah, understood.
Captain, Borg spheres are known to be range tactical scouting ships. So, we should be able to at least hold our own.
Understood. Thank you. I don't have a lot of experience in combat against the Borg, so hopefully this is an easy test if we need.
Lieutenant Ishan, could you do for me insight and security, please?
Insight and security. Okay. Insight.
Task roll 2, complication range of 1.
1 complication skill 2.
Already at maximum mental.
Right.
Uh,
I managed to get a hang of it.
Your knowledge from the Borg, from the Starfleet tactical database of Borg vessels, you know the Borg spheres do possess regenerative systems, but they do not have the same adaptive technology that the cubes do.
Right.
This-
Then I will convey that information. Speak up that they generally do not possess the same adaptive technology that the cubes, which makes this a little bit less daunting.
Thank you, Commander Ishan. Does that extend to the drones? No? Understood.
No.
What are you planning to do? Are you going to beam over to a Borg sphere?
Why not?
Maybe?
It's so stupid.
I
it
can
must
think
be.
of few reasons.
We just want to say hi, have some tea.
We have to be prepared for all scenarios.
Send the
Yeah,
counselor and the
without
android over to the Borg sphere. While they're chewing on them, we'll go and do the mission.
Maybe they have good meatballs.
Oh man.
Captain, based on
Lieutenant-
your previous interactions with the Borg, I highly suggest we avoid them.
Understood. Lieutenant Shinzo, can you please scan both the Borg cube and the derelict ship for life science?
Insight, science.
Yes, please.
Can I don't remember how this works, but can I? Oh, never mind. I do. Can I assist? Because I'm interested in the derelict ship or the adrift ship.
Yeah, it's a weak assist, but yeah. Insight.
And I assist, I know ships.
Yeah,
I am
actually, that
engineer.
works. Pro 2. Insight, Science, Task Roll 1, Complication Range 1. Commander Zace, Insight, Engineering, Task Roll 1, Complication Range 1. Shinzo, Insight, Science, Task Roll 2, Complication Range 1. And if you fail on all of that, oh well, you fail.
Oh,
Can I reroll?
Wow.
You can.
Oh my
Yeah,
god!
wow.
Maybe we should-
Jesus Christ.
I used
let's
it just to
re-roll-
see if I did a 0.
Let's reroll both based on the main
Here.
roll.
You can spend momentum to buy rerolls. For 1 dice, it's one momentum. For 2 dice,
We know
it's
nothing.
3 momentum in total. It's cumulative increase.
Where does it
3.
show how much momentum we have?
I can show you that here.
Looks like it's all.
Oh, okay.
Threat momentum.
Yeah, and you can
report.
also.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can also just click on the little TM report at the bottom. There's a button for it.
You may
Oh,
have to
alright.
roll that. But
But yeah, Lieutenant Shinzo, I think you should spend 3 momentum to re-roll both.
I do not see a wheel power reroll button.
you just have to do the roll again.
Just roll. So I just do the roll.
Yep, Inside Science task. Yeah.
There you go. And now they can assist.
All right, let's try the assist again.
You need a minimum of 1 success for
Uh,
assists to apply.
I know
Yay!
nothing.
There we go.
I am not engineer. I don't know ships. I'm just here for fun. I just strolled aboard and was like, hey, this looks cool.
Well, yeah, this looks fun.
Tuck the wings in underneath your arms. It's fine.
Yeah, just, I don't know anything.
The Borg sphere
Oh,
is
man.
performing scans on the transport vessel. The transport vessel, however, is dispersing sensors and returning several life signs. 1 life sign, 0 life signs, several life signs, and cycles over and over. The transport ship has no shields. Ship's warp engines are powered down, but there is some kind of power flowing through the ship somehow. Life support on the ship still has power, and there is a breathable atmosphere on the transport.
Oh boy. Suggestions? Shall we attempt to take the... Since the Borg sphere has an interest in this ship, it's unlikely that we could just tow it out of here without some trouble. Should we attempt to disable the Borg sphere?
Do we want to engage them first?
Wouldn't that count as like hostile? Maybe they'd, I don't know where that sentence was going. Never mind.
I would suggest
Generally
to be
with the
ready.
Generally with the Borg, if there's a chance where if we can hit them hard enough that they can't shoot back, we're in much better off shape because Borg weapons are terrifying.
Commander Shan, what
I
were you
trust
saying?
your experience, Commander.
Yes.
Or were you going to suggest to me something that I would know? Yeah.
Oh no, I just wanted to give you the opportunity to say what you wanted to say.
Yeah.
So what's your course of action, Pendragon?
Yeah. Red alert. Full power to the shields and weapons, and we are going to engage the Borg sphere. We're also going to... Can I call for assistance now?
Yeah? That will reduce your reputation by 2 points. Actually,
Why?
sorry. That will reduce everyone's reputation by 2 points.
Okay. So... Can I call a brief timeout to explain what reputation means in this instance?
Absolutely.
Please.
That lets me.
Incoming transmission.
The more
Lucky
the
you
play,
weren't far off our
let's show
petrol
them
with
what this
Pendragon.
ship can do. We'll engage and keep them off guard for you. Murdered out.
Ooh, wow.
Oh, you would have got your favourite.
I know.
Shame the roll didn't count.
Yep. Come on, Shiver, get it together.
Reputation is used in game if you want to pull information from certain starbase captains, starship captains, so on and so on. It's also going to start being applied. Oh yes, some music. It's also going to start being applied for our advancement system. You'll be able to spend a certain amount of reputation to take an exam in game or test in game to advance the rank. With rank advancement also comes skill advancement. But it's not guaranteed success either, because you can totally fuck the exam up. Took me a day to think of that reputation system.
Then I will not call for assistance at this time unless we're getting our asses kicked.
But you do get 3 reputation at the end of the game as a base.
Okay. Well, it's better if we can keep it than lose it, though. So let's see how we do. Turn order is going to be Nitro, and then actually I should probably use the right names. Pro 2, and then Shinzo, then Ishan. Ishan or Commander Keller.
The surname is Keller.
Okay.
Ishan is her first name.
Commander Keller.
My fuck up. Sorry, everyone.
It's fine.
How dare you?
So, Pro 2, Shinzo, Keller, Zace, and then Anderson. Alright.
Ensign evasive maneuvers. What are you going to do? Or are you ensign attack pattern this week?
So I was writing down turn order. If I do so, like it's a turn to move a certain amount.
Move 1 square for free under thrusters. Anything over thrusters is considered full impulse.
Oh, that's changed. Cool.
Then I think I'm going to. Yeah,
Wait,
I'm gonna move. Okay.
Is a square one of the little tiny squares, or one of the like sectors in the
1 square.
The
grid?
sectors.
Square.
Okay.
Grid.
Okay.
You're
Fair
currently
enough.
at extreme range, which will add plus 3 to hit difficulty.
Okay, so that means I'm gonna use the free move to move up to that square, and then yeah, I'm going to attack pattern. Yeah,
Was there
so that
anything
button will do.
separate roll for attack pattern?
Yeah, I just have it zoomed in.
Daring
on
and
the cheat
con.
sheet, yeah. Daring and con, that's what it is. Attack square 2.
That did not succeed.
Okay. Well, hopefully we have that rock for semi-cover.
You want to use the momentum? We got lots.
Yeah, why not? I'll just reroll 1 though. Ooh.
Never mind.
And that is going to cost you power you spent.
Okay.
So you don't get the power back.
Gotcha.
You haven't shown up as a threat to the Borg sphere, so it's just going to sit there. Which brings us to Shinzo.
What are my options?
God.
There are many.
A lot.
I have no
Commander
clue what to do.
Commander Anderson, as the acting captain.
Yeah. So if you look at your journal, there's a bunch of reference sheets there. So you have like the con reference, the comms reference. You can actually, even if you're not at the station, you can take on any of those roles for a turn and do one of those tasks. So you could fire the weapons, you can move the ship, you can open hailing frequencies, you can do all sorts of things. You can scan for weakness on the other ship.
I would like to do that. I would like to scan the ship.
Control.
So that one is
science.
on.
Oh yeah, Task Roll 2, complication range of 1.
How do I do that?
And then
You do your character sheet roll first.
Mhm.
So control science. Task roll 2, complication range 1. Wonderful.
Oh, perfect. And then you just click on the ship, and then there's a whole bunch of buttons that come up, and you can click on scan for weakness.
Yet another
Sorry,
testament to
Shiver.
how much time I have to spend.
Okay, I click on the ship.
On our ship.
There.
On the map.
On the map, on the
It's not
Pendragon.
doing anything.
Oh, really? That's strange.
Draw.
Oh, that's because you have
because I'm on draw.
drawing
That's why.
selected. You gotta click the little selection
We
tool.
never do this in Vampire. I never click this. Okay.
I did the same thing
Awesome.
last game.
Okay.
Drawn on the ship. Awesome. Excellent.
Okay. Your
Next up is Commander Keller.
Right. So we just got a scan of a weakness. Then I'm going to try to fire phasers to exploit that weakness.
that is going to be a difficult shot from this range.
All right.
You might want to move the ship,
can I-
actually.
It is
Yeah,
possible.
can I instead move the ship then?
You can.
Okay.
You can move it 1 square for free, or you can move it more than 1 square. For
All right.
coins.
Then I'm gonna move the ship, since to get us closer in range, because then someone else can fire and have a better shot.
Could she move close enough, even with the free movement, to get rid of some of the penalty for firing?
You can take it down to a difficulty 2, difficulty 3.
Oh, that's
Well, you can reduce
That's not
difficulty
bad.
by 1.
okay.
Yeah, because you
So
can move
what-
diagonally to this square.
I can.
So
You can
Sorry.
move 1 square to say, yeah, exactly there, for free, and you'd still be able to fire.
yeah, that's a good option. How do you ping like that on the map?
Click and hold.
Well, up to.
That can hold him.
Yeah, I'm wrong.
If you want to move
Okay.
oh, there you go. You got it. And then you can still fire the weapons if you want.
Okay.
Firing phasers is... Control security.
So what do I roll for that?
Roll on your character sheet, first of all. Control, security, task roll 2, complication range of 1.
What's the...
There we go.
That's alright. And now you highlight the ship, and you've got 5 phases on the ship, and the ship gives you an automatic assist, which can contribute to your successes.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully the ship gives you a success.
It's called,
Fire
yeah,
phasers.
the button is fire phasers.
Charge phasers would...
Pardon, sorry, you broke up a bit.
It asks me to charge phasers?
Yes, you can add ship's power up to 2, and it takes an extra block of power off it, but it also increases your potential damage. It'll also ask you if you want to add any momentum to the roll for even more damage.
I would like to. I think I'm gonna go hard on this, because
I like it.
that's what Ishan would do. So...
It'll automatically deduct the amount of energy you put in. Maximum is 2. The next pop-up box comes up and says, would you like to add momentum? Momentum will be decreased.
Okay, right. I'm
If you need.
gonna put in... Let's...
Okay.
Extra damage dice. That's the momentum,
That's the one.
Yeah.
right? On momentum.
Oh, lovely.
Very nice. Ooh,
Nice.
I like all the explosion
Paid
sounds.
off.
We're piercing as well.
Yep. Scan for weakness helped us there.
Oh yeah.
You have to scan for weakness every time.
No,
you have to
it
do it
lasts
every
for a
turn
turn.
if you want
Give
it
you an
every time.
advantage.
And that will cause... You have reduced the 4 cube shields down to 5. Which is a
From what?
significant hit.
Okay.
I wish it would just give me a bloody number.
to answer your question, Miss Harts, yeah, scanning for weakness, you do extra piercing damage.
Okay, so it
You
gives you
did
an
10 damage.
Oh, wow. Nice. All right. Now is
Now it's not your
Commander's
turn.
Ace.
Mm.
On my turn?
U.S.S. Pendragon. Registry NCC 92917. You have been designated for assimilation. Lower your shields and surrender your vessel. You will be assimilated.
This is just part of their psychological
thank you.
tactics. As long as we band together, we can still overcome them. They're weak.
Agreed.
I mean,
Excellent speech.
oh gosh, it moves.
Yeah, that's not great.
Fuck, I almost spit fruit.
Oh boy. Did that a hit?
That's not
Right.
That's a
right.
hit.
No,
Oh.
Let's deal with them so we don't have to hear their voices again.
Sounds good to me.
that is a very good plan.
What's your resistance? Apart from futile.
Wrong
6.
show.
That is 4 damage to your shields.
That's not bad.
How much can our shields take?
18.
Yeah.
Okay.
We got
We're
a few
so
more hits
fine.
in us.
Not another fucking blister.
Commander Blister.
Red
Sorry.
blister.
I was eating fruit and my finger hurt.
That's not how you eat fruit.
I realized this. That's why I was like, why does that hurt? I guess I'll just hit him again since our shields can take
That
another
increases the difficulty
couple
by
hits.
1 to repeat the action. So the default would be 2 at this point, which will bring it back up to 3. It is
But you could
possible-
use we have 5 momentum, so you could just use a momentum to add an extra dice.
Yeah, but it is also possible without spending the momentum that you'll get 3 successes. You'll have to roll 2 successes.
Yeah, of course.
The ship will have to
I
roll
mean,
a
I've
success.
also rolled like 8 failures so far. So
So you must get a
Hey,
success
Shipper,
now.
do you remember when we were trying to scan that thing the one time? Oh, boy.
Optimism.
mean. Okay, so what do I do to go boom?
Good point.
I was totally paying attention to what you said last time and not eating fruit, so I know
Control,
what to do.
security. Task roll 2, complication range of 1.
And then, okay, the other stuff is
Well, that's a fuck up.
Can I
Oh, no.
go home?
No, Commander's Ace, you can't go home. We have to kill the board first.
You can
Space,
spend-
our hologram, our holodecks are open after we get through this. If you need to take some therapy time to be reminded of home.
You've got 5 momentum. You can spend 3 to re-roll 2 dice, but you're still not guaranteed a hit. The plus side is, it is just a mess at the moment. Not critical.
Okay.
And you still have to fire the phasers, because it affects your ship's power.
Ah, yes, you do have to do the... Even if you miss, you need to do the click on the ship and click the fire phasers button.
That, and I also enjoy the sound effects from a personal point.
I mean, same. Excuse me.
I mean, yeah, who doesn't?
Apparently no one likes the Borg voice.
Not
They're
liking the board
bored.
voice is a good thing.
Yeah, that's a
It's
plus
a love to
point.
hate thing.
I love it. My character, not so much.
Exactly.
So
Yeah,
I need to take that
you,
one personally, because that is my voice.
I could tell.
Oh.
No, not because of that, but because you were offended that I was like, oh my god.
What would you like to do then, Commander's Ace?
Should I reroll? We have 5.
Yeah, let's reroll.
Yeah.
I have confidence in you, Commander's Ace. You can do this.
I'm glad somebody does.
And
Well,
what are the
actually,
ship's
you got
5
one
phasers?
success, so the ship might be able to
Yeah,
pull
the ship-
pull us
The
through
ship
here.
can get criticals, which is an extra
Okay.
success.
Remind me how to fucking do this again. Never mind.
Click on the ship, click fire phasers.
I have to learn to read first.
So does Nitro.
Well, this could take some time.
My brain
popular.
wasn't taking in the information. It was just like, this is English. And I was like,
Not good
very
with Federation standard.
Alright, since I used the 3 momentum to reroll, probably shouldn't use any momentum to...
And that's only for damage dice as well.
Yeah, I
So
wouldn't.
that would be
I
a
wouldn't do that
huge
here.
gamble.
Okay, so 0.
And then it'll ask you for momentum and 0. The first one is
Zero.
power.
0, 0.
Second one is momentum.
Okay, what the fuck do you want?
Nope.
What?
Darn.
Stop! Shut up!
That would have been a really good hit if you hadn't
It would
missed.
have been a great hit. You really,
Yeah.
really blasted the heck out of a few like atoms in space.
I think I should just stop touching things today. I think I'm gonna go sit in
Yeah,
a corner
you're just-
and...
You're just getting all your bad luck out right now.
Go team! That's my role today. Go team!
All right, I guess it's me now.
Nope, it's the Borg.
Again?
Yeah,
Okay,
it
they get
goes
lots of
player,
turns.
Borg, player, Borg, player, Borg.
Oh, that's gross.
Oh,
The Borg get too many turns.
I'm gonna regenerate shields.
Ugh. Disgusting.
I get 1 shield back.
Amazing.
Oh wow.
Anderson.
I have a question.
Yes.
Did that last phaser shot increase the difficulty of the next phaser shot because it missed?
Yes.
That's what I thought. Okay, so it's quite difficult to attack at the moment.
It would be difficulty 4
Um,
phasers. You can still
yeah.
fire with photons against shields.
Against the
however,
shields?
but their default is difficulty 3.
Yeah. Probably better to do
And
something
also adds a threat
else.
to me.
Yeah, I
What
know
does
what I'm going
threat
to do.
Threat is my version of momentum.
Oh, okay.
All right. Just give me a moment. I'm looking up what to do here.
You also do torpedo spread.
Google, Hey Google, how do you defeat Borg?
Yeah,
Oh,
right?
but no, don't actually do that.
Say.
The ideal key to defeating the Borg.
Love.
no.
Right?
We have to kill the queen. We have to cut off its head.
There you go.
That's what
There you
Google
go.
Oh,
says.
that's easy.
We're good.
We're probably better off fighting this sphere, to be honest.
I mean, I can bring in a tactical cube if you like. Okay.
No,
No.
thank you.
No. Okay. I am actually I'm going to do attack pattern.
Ooh.
It'll make things
What's that
easier in the
pattern?
next round.
I think that
Attack
ends.
pattern, but that's my job.
No,
Daring
it
con.
ends on my
It
turn
does,
next
it
time.
does.
I
Yep.
know. Oh.
So the whole next round we'll have it. So I'll do attack pattern, which is just a moment. It is
Daring con.
Daring and con.
What's attack pattern do?
It lowers the difficulty of attacks by 1, which is quite nice.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
They don't stack, do they?
No, but you can do evasive maneuvers.
Right. That's what I was asking.
That was sort of what I had in the back of my head. Oh, great! My con is not good. All right, let's see how this goes.
If it fails, you are allowed to shout, "On!"
Ah!
And the ships.
Yeah,
So you can still
I'm
get
not
it on the
gonna.
ship.
Oh, can I still get it on the ship? Interesting.
But you're not gonna.
Oh, nope. We pulled some zeros. Great. Our attack pattern. We just ended up doing cartwheels or like barrel rolls. Sorry, through space.
Oh!
Cartwheels.
Cartwheels would have been interesting.
Cartwheels would have been even better. That's when it works.
Fair.
Oh wait, that means we all have to lean one way at the same time.
I love the steady when you actually see them do that with a steady camera.
Yeah.
On the bridge of the Enterprise, they're just all like.
Great.
Borg Sphere is going to engage its tractor beam on you.
No!
Rude.
I mean, we're not going anywhere, so okay.
Well, that does mean that you can't do evasive action.
Oh. Darn.
Is there a way to disable that? I mean,
Yes.
Yes.
blow up their tractor beam emitter.
Hmm.
Is that actually correct or not?
That's one way.
And this is okay.
You have to.
excuse me, sorry.
Oh,
Yeah, there is.
if you modulate the shields, will that work as well?
No.
No. Okay. Well, Shiver,
Yes.
About
what if I refocus the polynodal thermal frequency harmonic?
The problem with that is you have to synchronize the linear thermionic displacement grid,
Oh, okay. Okay.
and
Makes
that
sense.
makes Nitro sneeze.
Can't have that.
The Borg has engaged its tractor beam on you. You are held.
Understood.
Oh, so it's like hold person.
Mm-hmm. You can
Okay.
break it with the phaser thing, but you would need to do, in this instance, a minimum of 5 damage. Which
So
isn't
nothing
too
that
bad.
I can do because I roll shit.
It is Ensign Protu's turn.
What are you going to do now? You can't move the ship.
I'm gonna shoot. I'm gonna fire phasers.
I'm
That
a
sounds like a
fire
good
my
idea.
laser.
Control security, I think. Hope.
Do you specifically have to target the tractor beam emitter, or is it just like if you hit them this hard, the tractor beam goes down?
I mean, it's considered that you'd be aiming for that. It's not specifically like a cooled shot or anything.
Fair enough.
Just as long as you do a minimum of 5 damage. That is a hit. And do the ship's roll for me, please. So that's 5.
Ensign, you hit them so hard you reconfigured the microscopic spatial distortion actuator.
That's
Microscopic.
what they get for taking a hold of my shit.
That
You do
that was
2
actually
shield
really
damage.
funny. 2 shield damage. Okay.
And you're no longer held.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Go team! I've done my job.
I'd be a terrible stoic captain of a ship. I'd just be like, yeah.
Well, I mean, Data did say
We win.
yes.
Yeah, he did.
Generations.
He did.
Yeah.
Borg sphere.
Which is a great gift to this day, by the way. Great reaction gift.
Yeah, but also, fuck Star Trek Picard for making me cry at Data's death a second time.
Spoilers.
Like, damn, shit.
Is that a spoiler? The character that's dead at the start of the series is dead at the end of the series.
I
Good point.
didn't know that.
He was dead at the start of the series. Do you think he's going to come back to life?
I didn't know he was dead.
Well,
He's been dead for a long time.
yeah, that's a 20-year-old movie at this point.
Listen, I have other shit.
For 20 years?
I'm 25!
Ah! Am I legally allowed to even talk to you?
I don't know, laws are different over there. I don't know where that accent came from.
Yeah, I'm going to modulate
All right.
shields.
And Borger going again.
You will become one with the Borg.
No.
I like my independence. It means I can do funny accents.
So that is now...
Commander
Shinzo's
Shinzo.
turn.
Or Lieutenant Shinzo. I almost promoted you. Jeez. Battlefield promotion.
So,
Yeah, one on the flip.
so this might be a good time to do the attack pattern.
Yes.
Yep.
Let's do that.
If your con's any good.
Daring.
was my-
Con.
Yes. I'm sorry, con and what?
Daring.
Oh, con is not good. Oh well, we'll try it anyway.
Hey!
Excellent.
Oh!
Roll the crit.
Team.
Damn.
Lovely. Hawk Sphere is going to use its energy vampire on you.
Oh, crap.
Energy.
Oh, shit.
That's fine. Why I don't use
Uh,
the sheet for this. Yeah, that's still fun. This is why I do not use the sheet, but
So many things are happening.
Oh.
Very
What is
concerned
that?
about how many things there are on the screen.
Sir, I believe
don't-
the Borg are trying to speak to us using binary.
let me do this old school.
We rolling actual dice.
I think so.
I don't remember binary having 2s in it, though.
That's special binary.
Yeah.
It's Borg binary.
Interesting. Borgnary?
Borgnary.
Ordinary.
I got him.
You lose 4 energy.
Oh, that's brutal.
That's a lot.
And I
That's half
gain
of our energy.
4 energy.
That's a quarter of our energy.
Well, it's half of our current
is-
energy.
What does energy do again?
It allows us to do things.
Oh, is there a way to regain?
There is.
Yes,
Yeah.
there is.
Alright.
And we're going to have to. Somebody's going to have to. I'm going to check right now what... I can't remember what it's called, so I'm going to find it.
Reroute power.
Reroute power, that's what it's called. Yeah.
Commander Sean.
So, rerouting power would be something that we need.
Yep.
Is that an engineering thing, though?
It is, but I don't think it was a particularly difficult task. If I can find it.
And
Because I could also
reminder-
leave it to our engineer and just shoot.
Yeah, I was
Before
gonna
that
say,
Depends on if I can roll well or not.
Yeah.
It's
there
actually
is a
called-
Okay, that
random-
is actually quite
Yeah,
difficult,
there's
yeah.
a
Yeah, I
ready
think I'm gonna
action.
fire phaser because I'm decent at that. Well-ish.
And you also have attack... you have
Attack pattern,
attack pattern.
Yeah,
stuff.
there's an attack pattern. Yeah, so I'm just going for that sphere.
This is the first
if we're
time you
fighting,
fired?
then
Yeah, this
yes.
round. First time we fired, yeah.
Or-
So it's only
yeah.
difficulty
no.
1.
Yeah.
No, actually, I fired.
Did you?
I did.
He did,
just like
yeah.
We were in the tractor beam.
So it's still
Oh, right, yeah,
difficult
so it
too,
is the second one, so it's back to normal difficulty.
which isn't too bad. Control, security.
so what's the complication range?
1.
1. Okay, right.
Task roll.
Okay. Yeah. Did it do anything?
There it goes. And fire the ship's phasers, please.
And cross your fingers and your toes.
Well, she's Andorian, so she can cross her ear things.
Antennae?
Right.
That's the word.
Hey!
Thank you. Wonderful.
Hey.
Yeah.
Got some damage!
Oh, yes. Don't have a thing. It's a 7. 2. You're gonna hate me. Because I remodulated shields, that overall does 1 damage to shields.
Ugh. Shield should be down
Commander
to like
Keller
2.
swears quite profusely in Andorian, realizing this hit didn't do much.
I approve of that statement. Commander Keller?
Glad we at least have an understanding.
I'm just going to use the cutting beam, which is going to increase it to difficulty 3. I miss.
You missed. Yeah.
Lieutenant Commander's ace, I believe.
Yes, that is me.
This is also the second round of combat, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
So what do I need to do?
I'm not going to make this last more than 3 rounds, by the way. I'll do the VTM 3 rounds and out.
Power management is daring or control and engineering.
Same. Okay. Complication task.
Task roll 2, complication range of 1.
Got it. Jesus fucking Christ.
Momentum. Use momentum to reroll the
Yeah.
critical failure, at least.
Yeah, I see that. Mm-hmm. I'll just do both of them, I guess. I can't.
Wow. What is going on with your dice? Holy. That is impressive.
On the plus side,
sorry.
at least you got rid of the
sorry.
critical.
I
Yeah.
rolled one success out of the 12 rolls that I've done. I've rolled 1 success.
Oh, the dice are not your friend.
Hey, Ken Daddy.
I'm just gonna sit in the corner
buy rerolls
and encourage
if you so
violence.
wish.
Do what?
So, someone... Where did you go? Oh, hi. Ganassi Child may be generous and buy you a reroll in chat.
Wow.
Fuck, I can't get up. Shit. I'm stuck. Oh, fuck. Ow.
That's a pro level gaming slouch. When you're like down here.
There you go. You can do the roll
I
again
couldn't do it at
for
that
power.
point.
Control and engineering.
I hurt myself. Do both or just one roll?
Also, hi, Kendu.
Reroll both of them or just one?
You can do the entire roll again, control engineering.
Control engineering.
Hopefully
1,
you've gotten the demons out of your dice.
Well, roll the ship's reroute power, is it? Or regen power? Reroute power.
Okay. No momentum. I don't know. Did I do it?
A ship doesn't have the roll on it.
No. So it's still a fail, I think.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yay. I did nothing.
Which brings us to the Borg sphere. And
I
it's
think I'm
going
gonna go back
weakness.
to slouching. Thank you for the reroll, by the way.
Lower your shields and secure your ships. We will add your biological and technological distinctiveness to our own. Your culture will adapt to service us. Resistance is futile.
Commander Zace, next time you should modify the multiphasic thermionic conversion chamber.
Commander Anderson.
I might just encourage violence.
All right. Fire phasers.
53. Control, security. If it weren't for your power situation, you'd be doing all right.
No, I know we're in trouble for power. But I mean, it's really hard to regen power if you don't have any momentum. So I'm gonna try and finish.
I was gonna throw this at you. hoping that you were going to succeed. Didn't.
Mhm.
Either time. But you can
At
actually,
all.
when you've done the roll, you can actually spend momentum to get more power.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
But yeah, at least they tried for you. There you go.
Why can't
Oh,
I get that?
God.
Nice.
There we go.
And
That's
Fireface
what I'm
on the
talking
ship.
about.
Pew pew.
Can I spend that momentum already?
Yeah.
Trying to hit as hard as I can.
Very nice. It's another problem with the character sheet. That is going to be a breach. On its
We made a hole.
Yay!
You have destroyed its shields and made a breach. Very nice. Not easy to do with phasers either.
You need to remove our... Do you want me to decrease the momentum?
Oh yes, please. Just because I feel it's something the Borg Sphere would do, and not at all to do with the fact that there's not much I could really do, I'm going to signal jam you.
Well, thanks.
Resistance is futile.
I mean, we just punched a hole in your ship, so not really.
Well, clearly not.
Great way to keep morale up with the crew.
Oh man.
I give Lieutenant Shinza a smile, and then go back to being super focused on what's going on.
Okay, I'm going to
Ensign
make this the
Pro
last round of combat. Ensign Pro 2.
Captain, I might be doing something crazy, but with their shields down, I was thinking about modulating power. But since they're down, I'm gonna fire the biggest torpedo I can.
I can take this quantum torpedo
torpedoes?
and do something really stupid.
Yep.
Quantum or
Go
photons?
ahead. Go ahead, Ensign.
Quantum, because I'm pretty sure that's the bigger one, right?
Yep.
Control security.
Control security.
And fire quantum.
Oh. Need 3 successes.
You do.
Well, I still have a pattern from Shin until her turn.
Ah.
Oh, you too? Yes.
Wonderful.
Yes. Wow.
Why didn't the what I want to know is why did the quantum noise work? Because I like that
No,
noise.
happen? Yeah. But you're right. Yeah, no, that was... There we go.
Thank you.
Oh.
Okay, so that's 4, 6.
I have a free action.
I'm going to give you a breach for that. You're close enough.
Do I can I still do a free move on space? Okay,
Nope, you have to do them first.
gotcha.
Gotta move first.
Borg Sphere is looking rough. Try and regenerate some shields. No, I'm going to do an attack pattern.
They're copying me.
Shinzo.
So, you get a penalty for doing the same action twice, correct?
Yes.
Does it make a difference if I would like to do photon torpedoes instead of quantum torpedoes?
No.
Okay. Yeah.
But I like how you're thinking.
I appreciate that approach for sure. Nobody No, I did fire phasers already, so...
We're on a new turn.
Oh wait, we're on a new turn, yeah. So the phasers haven't been fired this round.
And does the attack pattern, do I get one, or does it stop?
It's gone now, because
Okay.
yeah, it's the start of your turn. At least I don't think you can use your own. I don't think you can use your own attack pattern.
By the time it comes back round to you, it's over.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, then I would like to fire phasers.
Okay. Control. Security. Yeah, that's fine.
Oh no, yeah, you can still get the ship. Come on, ship.
Charge phasers. What do I need to put in? 0?
Just do 0 because we don't have much power left.
Yeah, the first one's asking if you want to root extra power in. The second one is momentum.
Hey, nice hit. There you go.
Just
it was
enough.
too.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Oh, team.
Woo!
Oh, team.
Yeah.
That is the extent of my job. Go, team.
I've just realized I could totally cripple your ship.
Oh, absolutely. If you did power vampire or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Energy vampire? Yeah.
Energy vampire?
Well.
But I don't think that would be in character for a Borg sphere when it's at relatively good power.
Almost
so
dead.
I'm just going to do a cutting beam on you. I completely miss.
Oh, you sure did. Yeah.
Lieutenant Ishan.
Okay, so I might do an attack pattern because we will need to hit this sphere some more. So yeah, I'll do that.
Daring.
Awesome.
Con.
Daring and con. Come on.
I was really worried that this Borg sphere was just going to be like a complete draw between the two of you, but you're doing it. You're doing well.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks
Wonderful.
to me.
And do the ship's roll, please.
Yeah. Attack pattern.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Have a momentum.
We have a 1 momentum.
Nice.
We also have 0 power, so we can't fire the phasers.
Know how that feels.
Oh.
But we
I'll
can
fix
fire.
the power
We can fire.
next time.
We can fire torpedoes, though, right?
Yeah. They don't require
Yeah,
power.
Yeah.
For analog.
Torps.
Just chuck them out the window.
You can use some rocks, you know.
Would you like me to get out and push, Captain? I'm going to regen.
That's a pretty good one.
I could do that.
Do you remember Riker's line about throwing rocks at the enemy? Oh, I love that one.
I do now that you've told me. So that completely fucked up, which brings us to Lieutenant Commander Zace.
Hi.
Hi.
Alright.
I'm sitting under my console just eating some fruit.
These are
Can
my
I try-
panic mangoes.
It's panic mangoes.
Commander Zace says at a doozy of a day.
Can I do what I tried to do last time with the power thing?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Again?
We even have 1
Also-
momentum.
Yeah, and also don't forget that if your focuses might apply to make sure to switch that over to yes.
Oh yeah.
Because that makes crits easier.
I just realized it's already on yes.
Oh wow, that's impressive.
Daring. That's fine. It's not like you rolled a success anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Daring or control plus engineering.
Let's try daring this time, because control isn't doing me anything.
How daring?
And then, yeah. Hey!
There you go!
Yeah.
You even get one momentum which you can use for the power thing.
Nice.
Yeah.
And
Feels
if you-
good, man.
If you do reroute power on the ship itself, it'll automatically give you back 1 power, and you can spend 2 momentum for another 2 power.
Yeah, I use it all.
Okay. So, 2 momentum. That's what that was. Go.
Will that? Oh, cool.
Yep, it worked.
Hey, I did something, guys!
Nice.
And now I'm going to use the energy vampire on you.
God fucking damn it!
Commander Zace, I knew you could reverse the emergency spatial field grid coils.
I know how to do my job. Sometimes.
I'm going to use a bit of threat.
Oh dear.
Fuck.
That's not good. Ah! Miss!
Well, that was great. Commander Anderson.
Finish them off, Commander.
So, Commander Keller did attack pattern.
Mm-hmm. So it'd be difficulty for 2.
Difficulty 1 for phase,
Yeah.
difficulty 2 for torps.
Even though this round we've already fired both.
The attack pattern. Oh yeah, so yeah, it'll be back to 2.
It'd just be the normal values, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going
Quantum
to
torpedoes could finish it off. Salvos
I'm going
would
to
almost definitely finish it off.
Hey, you
Salvos.
read my mind. I was going to fire a quantum torpedo salvo.
Control. Weapons.
Control and security?
That's what I meant.
Alright. Oh.
That's fine.
Oh well, maybe the ship can pull it off for me. Come on, ship. You can do
Ship
it.
will automatically add the correct damage modifier for torpedo spread.
Oh.
If you hit.
I managed to fire all around it, like a ring.
That's the first time anyone's used the quantum torpedo salvo. Look, it's that easy, Commander Anderson.
I mean,
Fleet Commander Bathory, boost the nano-ionic harmonic inhibitor, hey?
You were signal jammed, it doesn't get through.
I like it.
And because this is going to end the round, what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to say the Borg sphere disengages from you and warps away, barely intact, leaving pieces of debris.
Like pieces are falling off of it. As it's
Yeah.
going.
I kind of want mangoes now. Oh, fuck.
Congratulations, everybody.
Hurt mangoes.
Congratulations,
We made it through.
everyone. You all did an amazing job.
Are we talking about me too?
Yeah, I was going to say,
think
what
so.
about Commander Zace?
I think I did. Fuck
Came
all.
through with a key power management strategy at
Which
the end
we
of the battle.
didn't use.
No comment.
Listen, I have no problem being told I did fuck all.
We still wouldn't have succeeded if we didn't work as a team.
That's right.
That's why my go team was what I was
Exactly.
doing.
The moral support is more valuable than you would expect. I feel like all I do is give motivational posters.
Commander Keller, can you please scan the derelict ship? I would like to see if it's if our readings have changed now that the Borg have left the area.
Of course.
It'll be a difficulty 0 task, so you can do it for free, or you can roll for some momentum.
Roll for momentum. I don't know who said
If
that.
I fail that roll, then... Oh
Well,
yeah,
you-
I can
you'll only
roll for
fail
some-
it with a critical, a messy crit. A fail. Will
Yeah,
be
let's
the
try it.
2019
Was that
You can do it.
insight?
Insight Science.
Okay. Okay.
There you go.
Yay!
And the readings come back. Several hundred life signs, 1 life sign, 0 life signs, several hundred, and repeats.
Still the same mess.
Understood.
What if we locked on one of these life signs as they appear and try to beam whoever's there on board to see if that does anything?
What if it kills the person?
What if? So
I
when
don't
you're
know.
scanning
If we could do it safely.
Fair enough.
when you're scanning for life signs, when the ship scans for life signs, does it scan for like heartbeats or like what is it? What is it specifically scanning for?
What's the sand made out of?
I'm just wondering if we could like scan for like heat signatures or something else
That would probably
besides
be.
life.
That's a good idea, though. That's
I mean,
a good idea, though.
That would be
Yeah.
a part of the life sign thing.
Yeah.
Would be
Okay.
heat, pulse.
Yes, that's what I was
Organic
attempting
matter.
to ask.
Yeah.
Can we scan the systems on that ship, like the actual systems that are running the ship, to see if we can figure out why we're getting these readings?
No.
No.
The only
Okay.
readings that you're
Something
getting
has
are
to
those
be
life signs
interfering
ones.
with
I
our
am-
radar.
I am somewhat concerned with sending over a party via transporter, given the fluctuating readings.
Can we try to hail them?
Yeah, can we hail them?
Given that they're derelict and adrift, I don't think they'll answer, but we will absolutely try. Pro2, can you please open hailing frequencies to the derelict ship?
Opening now.
I failed myself.
Is there a button for that?
No, I
Let's
need
see
to
if
make
I-
that button. I can make that button.
I'm assuming the...
Hailing frequencies will succeed and open.
Okay. Unknown vessel, this is the U.S.S. Pendragon. I am Commander Anderson. Please identify yourselves, and are you in need of any assistance?
Get no response. But as far as you can see, everything is open. It is receiving.
Maybe just tell them that we're gonna board? Give them warning instead of just boarding?
Unknown vessel, we are going to come aboard with a small group to see if we can assist.
Bring
Bring
before
Jaffa
we do
cakes.
that, can I scan both the ship and the surrounding area for any anomalies similar to the other
Yes, please.
ship that we encountered a while back that was having those problems?
It was having ghost problems, yes. Yes, let's do that.
Is that a long way of asking, can I scan for more Borg ships?
No, I like quantum these that are weird shifts in.
I heard quantum
And for ghosts.
ifts.
He would like to scan for singularities or anomalies in space-time.
Ah! Very specific.
Supernatural.
Yeah, that's difficulty. Yeah, I'm probably gonna have to make that a difficulty 1 task. But science and insight. Complication range of 1. And the scan is successful, and you don't see any such anomalies in the near vicinity. In fact, you find no anomalies whatsoever in the near vicinity aside from this transport vessel.
Ensign Pro2, can you please prep a shuttlecraft for us, and the bridge crew will join you momentarily.
Understood,
I have a
Captain.
suggestion.
And,
Absolutely.
yes, Captain.
When we send the shuttle over, we should frequently scan it to see if we get any abnormal readings before we board the ship.
We're all going, so we can scan ourselves.
Left on the ship.
I'm not leaving my counselor behind. There might be people in need of therapy over there.
Yeah.
I will make my way down
Motivational
to
poster
the
quotes.
shuttle bay.
We are not the only people on the ship. Surely we have non-bridge crew personnel that can scan and let us know if we start getting
yes,
weird.
we will ask the crew to keep an eye on us to make sure that we don't phase out of existence on our way over there.
Captain, I will meet you down in the shuttle bay.
Thank you, Ensign.
Don't forget your bounce.
Don't forget what?
Where did you find that?
It's one of my. I have a button that says "door open."
I suggest we get a maintenance crew up here. I believe the
I gotta fix a lot
door
of
is not
things.
functioning.
This ship has been without an engineer for so long. There are so many things that I need to do.
You have your hands full, but I think we have to deal with this ship first. They need even more repairs, probably.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, ProTube, take us over.
Yeah, I have
U.S.S. Pendragon, please. Of course you do. Pendragon, please keep a close eye on us on our way.
I can't remember the dude's name now.
Oh, Folon.
Thank you.
Folon's in charge.
Yeah, Folon has the bridge. He says, I will keep an eye on you like I did my 8th wife.
Why'd you have to keep an eye on your eighth wife, Folon?
Should keep a better eye.
She was very nice to look at.
That's fair. That's fair.
I would request that you keep a better eye on us than that, because if she's not your wife anymore, then you did something wrong.
No one said she wasn't my wife anymore.
Is she?
No.
Exactly. My point stands.
If you ever need to talk about that, my door is always open.
That's right, I got a night wife.
Exactly.
Is there a 10th?
In total or at the moment?
I don't know if I want to know the answer to that
In
question.
the future?
He's Denobulan, just in case you're wondering. He's not Mormon.
He's not Mormon.
Why not both?
Why not the Mormons?
Is there anything you wish to discuss on the shuttle pod over?
Besides his wife situation?
You know, during that battle, I was trying to oscillate the secondary baryon induction catalyst, and it just wasn't working.
I gotta talk to engineering about that. Please stop telling me things that I need to fix, dude. My list is so long.
That's fair.
I think I tried to break the tension by gossiping about the wives of that guy.
Can he have like so many?
It seems like a full-time job, you know.
I do not understand. With the concept of marriage being such a happy one, why are you
Who said the concept of marriage was a happy one?
Well, I suppose it depends, but the Nobulans usually have several partners.
Interesting.
Also, couples who don't seek therapy sometimes have problems resolving their conflicts.
I feel like that is like everybody who has conflicts.
Commander or Lieutenant Shinzo, I keep trying to promote you, jeez. Lieutenant Shinzo, that seems like a little bit of self-promotion there.
Well, of course I believe in the power of therapy. The engineer believes in the power of a ship, correct?
Do I, though? Do I?
I'm a new engineer.
Let's hope so.
I believe that ships are broken and they can be fixed to not be broken.
I think that's good enough for me.
Sometimes.
Sometimes, yeah.
Careful,
Other
you're
times
verging onto
people
something
tell you
deep there.
Other times people tell you that there's shit wrong with it, and there's not actually shit wrong with it.
And then it's gone.
They don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Working.
I mean, sometimes
Sorry.
you have to reconfigure the tertiary osmotic interference chamber.
Like that!
Yeah.
Sometimes people just say words to you and they don't know what they're talking about.
A cube comes out of warp right in front of the shuttlecraft.
I don't understand what you mean when you say shit is wrong.
The away
I
team
mean,
dock up with the ship.
literally that. I mean it
All right.
literally.
Good
Shit
faces,
is
everybody.
wrong.
An open.
Be careful. Don't go anywhere by yourself.
Buddy system.
Yep.
Pro2's. I
Wow.
claim
This
Pro2 as my
place,
buddy.
this place does not look like it's in good shape.
The corridors have strange conduits running all through them, weaving in and out of bulkheads. The power conduits seem strange and are not made of metal. They seem to pulse, and a strange, unknown sound pumps down the corridor, reverberating through the metal corridors.
I take out my tricorder and immediately scan for life signs again.
Insight, science.
I will want to scan the environment just to make sure that everything is safe. Any abnormal readings.
Insight, science, task roll 1.
I got some momentum for us.
You said that they look organic?
It's partially organic, partially metallic.
Task roll 1 for me.
Yep. This is going to count as an assist with Commander Anderson's.
Okay. Oh, okay. Well, it doesn't help much.
Oh.
I'm going to decrease your momentum by 1.
Hey.
Scans reveal an unknown power signature coming from engineering. Life signs are all around, but show the same as before. Hundreds, then 1, then 0, then hundreds, then 1, then 0.
In that specific
What was that
order?
about? What was that about? What was that about engineering?
There's a strange power signature coming from engineering.
Maybe
Or what we think is engineering.
Maybe we're dealing with a different type of life form that ours can't quite pick up and make sense of.
That's very possible.
Do the organic / not organic power line things that you're talking about, do they look like they're supposed to be there, or like they grew in?
Insight, engineering.
Oh fuck, I didn't realize I was gonna have to fucking roll for that shit.
I'm just going to give you information.
Shit.
Fingers
my
crossed
shit?
for you.
Please! Please, what am I rolling? Insight engineering.
Task roll 2. Complication range of 1.
Task roll 2, 1, go! Hey!
Boom.
I'm getting it back. It's coming
I've
back to me
forgotten
now.
what the question was. They look like they're meant to be there. They do look like standard power conduits, but they have been ripped out of the bulkheads and modified slightly to non-specific standards.
So it looks deliberate, though, not like something...
It doesn't look like there's been an explosion or an accident or anything like that.
No. I mean, like it doesn't look like something like a... Virus isn't the word that I want to use, but
It
it's the
doesn't
only
look
thing I can think of.
infected, it looks manufactured.
Yeah. In so much that an organic thing can be manufactured. Like, the ship wasn't... I don't know how to put the way I'm trying to ask.
Is the ship in its natural state, or has it been modified by these organisms somehow?
Oh, it's been absolutely modified.
Okay.
Has it been modified on purpose?
Yeah.
I think that's the question.
Impossible. That would be impossible to determine if there was
Yeah.
a specific purpose around it.
It's not an organic ship that is just in its natural state. It's a normal ship that's been taken over by organics.
Yeah, that was my question.
Yeah.
Okay. And it has
When looking at the viney things from one end to the corridor to the other, does the width change? Do they get thicker or thinner?
They're all standard. All the same
Interesting.
power conduit
It's
standard.
the standard.
Should we head
Okay.
towards
The same
engineering?
thickness
Where
the whole
the
time.
Okay,
I'm gonna scan the. I want to scan the ship for physical damage, like weapons damage.
Do for me insight tactical. And that's a task. That's a 0 difficulty task.
You mean security?
Yes. There are no trace of weapons discharges or weapons damage.
Interesting. So it seems almost like this, without any serious attack, this ship has been taken over by an organism.
I poke a thing.
Let's. No, you may not poke, Lieutenant.
I'm gonna do it anyway.
Commander Zace.
That wasn't a question that I asked out loud. That was just that was an out of world question of, hey, I'm gonna poke a thing.
All right.
Yeah. Poke power conduit.
You know what? I'm gonna. Yeah, one of the viney bullshits. Yeah.
Power conduit part itself seems solid, industrial made. And then you poke an organic part, which actually comes in on itself, and you are left with an organic residue upon your talon.
we should take a sample.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Can we tricorder
Commander Keller.
the word? What's the word that can we?
Analyze?
There we
Have
go.
an asthma attack.
Yeah.
I'm gonna die.
Insight, medicine.
Can we? Me. 1, 2.
Yes. No, wait. Task roll 2, complication range 1.
Yes, that's what I did. Sorry.
Okay.
Nope.
I know nothing.
You look at
I'm
the
back to knowing
tricorder
nothing.
readings, and not being a medical expert, you're unable to discern anything from them.
Yep. Looks gooey.
Commander Zace. Try not to touch anything. I really don't want you to be taken over by alien goo.
COVID
But that would be
73.
fun.
You have a strange concept of fun.
New
Commander-
experiences are always fun.
Commander Keller, can you please get carefully get a sample of the organic material to examine on the ship
I
later?
have some on my finger.
And I will carefully try to just
Remove it.
remove it, put it in some kind of
It's not hazardous to the
Still
skin,
reaction.
in case anybody wants to know. I am fine.
I still avoid it touching my skin just in case when I do that.
Well, thank
It's
you.
got a talon, isn't it? That's not skin.
Yeah,
True.
Commander Zace is... I can't remember the name of the
Third person.
species. Half avian,
It
half...
starts with an A. I don't know the name of it either.
They were in the
Eagle person.
animated series.
Aurulian.
Aurelian.
Yes.
Third person.
Cool.
I got wings, baby. So when I poked the thing, the organic matter pulled back and showed the inorganic matter.
The power conduit where it was organic actually sort of reacted to your touch and became concave, and then came out after you withdrew your talon.
Okay.
I'm going
Interesting.
to be
It's
terrible at
reactionary.
this roll. No, that's too complex of a thing for me to ask for. Never mind.
I'd like to scan the part that was poked.
Okay. Insight, medicine.
Actually, no, that might not be too difficult. Can I assist by scanning the tendrils for any signs of like synaptic, like
Ooh,
the electricity
interesting
that
thought.
synapses give
Insight,
off
medicine.
and stuff like that.
Task roll 1 for you.
Insight, medicine. Nope.
You don't find any synaptic activity on the conduits themselves, but you do notice it is carrying a power signature that is unknown to any Federation standard.
All right, I think that we've learned what we can from where we are. I think we should head to engineering and see if we can understand what the power signature was coming from that area of the ship.
Yes, if we can find a way to access this ship's computer in some access port on the way, maybe we can learn something from their logs.
If their computer is even operational, this ship appears to have been severely altered.
It's still worth giving it a try. Might be able to do that from engineering.
Absolutely. Everyone be very careful. Do not step on anything that isn't, metal. And yeah, we head towards engineering.
While we walk, I would like to.
Okay.
I would like to pay attention to the organic parts to see if they form any sort of pattern as we get closer. Like
Insight, medicine.
Together, thicker.
You analyze them as you're walking along, and you feel like there is some kind of pattern to it, but you're unable to determine exactly what kind of pattern or why it's familiar to you. And at that point, we shall take a break. Welcome back, viewers, Kendu, and hummingbirds. The away team travels through the metal corridors, carefully stepping over the strange power conduits that seem to rhythmically pulse. Strange sounds of metal grinding and bending is occasionally heard as they slowly travel through the decks of the transport ship. They come to the engineering section of the ship, finding the heavy reinforced doors wide open, with strange, almost bone-like tendrils splayed around the doors and creeping out of the superstructure. I really need to work on grammar. The area seems to be dancing with power, as some consoles are active and displaying information about the ship, though the ship's warp core seems to be powered down.
Fascinating.
Hello?
Commander Zace, can you see if you can glean anything from the engineering terminals, please?
I can. I think I realized the question that I wanted to ask earlier. Kind of. Does the vines, the bio stuff, does it look like it burst out of the power of the whatever, or does it look like it was like pushed in? You know what I mean?
It looks like the power conduits have either been ripped out or burst out of the bulkheads themselves.
Okay. My nephew is on screen. What do I need to roll to check out for the
Insight
piano playing?
Engineering screens?
Insight
Yeah,
engineering.
Insight engineering helps if I have my shit up. Insight. I can't read. Engineering. Complication 1, task 2.
Yep.
Okay. Is my focus used on this? I should probably have asked that before.
Which focus?
Very likely.
Engineering, warp cores.
Oh,
computers.
absolutely.
Okay, cool. Going for it. Hey, I did something.
The warp core isn't generating power, but it is part of the power circuit and distributing power across the EPS grid. Monitors are displaying power output, but it is minimal. All systems are, however, at full power. The display also shows a heavy cluster of what appears to be life signs concentrated on the bridge. It is unknown why this display shows this, but tricorders do not. There is still more to find in engineering.
Can I scan for what is generating power? Because very little power is being generated by the core. So
Insight medicine.
can that be science?
No.
Damn it!
Real quick, sorry, I kind of missed it. What is the ship picking up and our tricorders are not?
A cluster of life signs on the bridge.
Gotcha.
When our tricorders pick up life signs, can we pinpoint where they are on the ship?
Usually, when you
say-
can get a life sign accurately, yes.
But because it's not accurate, we can't tell where it is.
Because the readings are giving you these erratic hundreds,
Okay.
1 0.
Okay, that makes sense. I was just making sure.
Can I get an assist on this roll?
What are you trying to do again?
I'm trying to scan for what is generating power, since there is power, but it's not being generated by the core.
Could I help with
Could
that?
be
by
an assist or a second roll.
engineerings?
Be an assist.
No, for what I want to do.
Oh,
I want to scan the warp core for life signs.
That's going to be an assist.
Okay.
With insight and medicine.
It's a 1.
The warp core is people.
That was in Star Trek Voyager.
hey, we made it.
Oh.
With the U.S.S. Equinox.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
It's impressive that I know that because I wasn't fond of Voyager. Power source is impossible to be determined due to heavy interference, though an engineering panel shows the EPS grid has been entirely rerouted.
That's
Can we
not
go
good.
to where?
I think I'm going to give you this as well. The new layout is vaguely similar to a nervous system. The monitor then powers down and seems to have shut itself off.
Interesting.
Can you say that one more time? I'm sorry.
The EPS grid has been laid out to be vaguely similar to a nervous system.
Okay.
Oh, a nervous system. Okay. I thought you said another system.
So, it looks like we may be dealing with a life form that operates by taking over entire ships. Has
Captain,
anyone?
Could it be that the life form is feeding itself using the energy of the ship?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
I would think so, except that it seems to have purposefully, or perhaps the crew purposefully, powered down the warp core. The ship isn't generating much power right now.
Maybe it was growing too quickly.
On the consoles.
Yep.
Can we have a look through the computer to see if there is any crew manifest or any log or anything along those lines to see who was on this ship before and get any idea of what happened, how the events unfolded?
Can I assist by looking for any logs or video recordings or anything like that?
Lieutenant Ishan, Commander Ishan, because I can give you promotion. Insight. Would you prefer engineering or science?
Science.
Insight science. Task roll 2, complication range 1. Ensign Pro 2, control science. Task roll 1, complication range 1.
Can I do engineering? Oh no, I guess.
You can do engineering. Yeah, you can do engineering if you wish.
Okay. Oops. Oh.
I'm feeling generous.
I got... Yeah.
You find the chief engineer's log. And I tried to record this, but it didn't sound very good, so I'm just going to recite it for you. Chief engineer's log, SS Mapal, stardate unknown. The ship is running on auxiliary power only. Only life support and other critical systems are functioning, and currently drawing power from ship reserves. The warp reactor is not responding to anything, and I am frustrated at the lack of any results from our efforts. Work of myself and the team continue. The command crew are only checking in sporadically, probably because of the effort involved coming down here due to internal comms being offline. Chief Engineer's Log SS Mapau, unknown stardate. Ship status is unchanged. No matter what we do to any system, the changes are ineffective. In more extreme cases, our work is bypassed. I've checked with my team, but no one seems responsible. From this moment on, I will keep them under close watch. Command crew is seeing us even less regularly. Final. Chief Engineer's Log SS Mapau, ongoing. My team has gone missing, all in the space of a few hours. Or days. It's hard to tell without the onboard chronometer and limited light. The bridge staff aren't checking in anymore. I've seen strange growth around various panels. They seem almost organic in nature, but they are distributing power. I just can't get a fix on the source. I've tried to fuse them into the systems, but they don't seem to be compatible, just ceasing to work soon after the connection is made. I'm going to the bridge to see what they have to say about all this.
From
So,
from what we found in those logs and whatnot, and the fact that this ship is of unknown design, does this seem like a prototype of some kind?
No.
Okay.
Do we?
were those? So go ahead. Go ahead.
Lieutenant Tishan.
Oh, I just wanted to ask if we get any idea whose ship it is, like which civilization.
Yeah, now that we have visuals on it.
Generic alien species from Romulan space.
So not the Romulans, but
someone else.
okay.
Yeah, one of the subjected races in the Empire.
But these were video logs?
No, these were audio only.
Okay.
Because I know you'd ask me for a description of the alien, and I'm not going to sit here and do that, because I haven't a clue. Vaguely human, with a Cornish pasty taped to his forehead. A dog with a unicorn horn.
Plus, they don't have spots.
Interesting. You said there's more to find out in engineering, correct?
Not anymore.
Okay. That's actually what I thought. I think that we should go to the bridge to try and find these life signs. Maybe there's somebody we can help up there.
Captain, it appears that whatever happened in the bridge might have been what caused the crew to disappear. If you don't mind me asking, should I go in first, just in case?
Negative. Based on what we see here, these creatures could easily infect your systems just as well as ours. I don't think that you would have protection.
Hypothesize that if we follow the tendrils, for lack of a better word, they will probably lead us to a source.
Yeah, I was going to ask if, does it look like, are we able to tell if the tendrils started in engineering, like in the warp core area, or just in engineering in general? Or is that not something you can tell?
At this point, the tendrils are far too widespread to be able to determine any kind of source or cluster.
Okay, that's what I thought.
There are many life signs on the bridge. That might be it. The source of that.
Give a number to how many life signs there were?
Just an unknown cluster.
Just an unknown cluster, okay.
Same instructions as before. Don't get separated. Stay together. Don't step on
Don't poke
anything.
things.
And don't poke things.
Poking
Let's head for the
things is
bridge.
so much fun.
As the away team assess the situation in engineering and decide to leave for the bridge, they hear a loud bang of metal clanging down on metal,
Lord.
and out of nowhere, 4 humanoid figures, seemingly consumed by yellow and orange root-like tentacles that match the colour of their eyes, come charging at them, leaping over the consoles and screaming in high-pitched banshee-like wail. Just as they are about to pounce on the away team, they are snatched back by thick root-like cables that are attached to their back and swallowed back into the ship's hull.
Well, that was very disturbing. Can we leave?
And
I don't know,
I'll
Commander.
have-
Can we?
I'll have my phaser at the ready.
Yeah, I'm holding my phaser.
Can you tell where they came from, or if they're just... Can we, like, look up... I'm assuming the room we're in is engineering, so it's, like, fucking huge, right? Do we see any bodies hanging? Or, like, alcove places where they're... Because you said they dropped?
Yeah. They just leapt out of somewhere.
They
But
leapt
no.
out, or they dropped down? There's a
Leapt out.
difference.
Leapt out.
They leapt. They leapt.
They just fucking sprouted
That is literally what
fucking
they
daisy out of the ground. Okay.
did. Yeah.
I just meant, can we see the direction of, like, where they came from?
Nope. Well,
Where they leapt
I mean, the
out
direction would be one of the back walls of engineering, and then they were just swallowed back into the ship without...
In the same direction that they came out of?
Mhm.
Can we see...
Yeah,
Can we...
So
Yeah,
basically, they were like dogs on retractable leashes.
Yeah.
I'm
I was
picking...
gonna say
Yeah,
a
I
bungee
get
cord,
that.
but yeah.
I was just... Can I go over there and see if they're...
That's a terrible idea.
I know!
Commander Zays, please
wanna
don't
know.
die. Please don't die.
Are you sure you want to do that?
I don't want to walk close. Okay, no. Okay, so I don't want to be close. I don't want to like go up to it, but I want to see.
Commander
Put a
Zays,
flashlight in that direction.
you stay put.
You should put me on a fucking
Someone
tile,
grab the
please,
back of
dude.
the shirt.
Yeah. I will try to intervene if she attempts
I'm
to
not.
do that.
No, obviously, I'm not
Yeah.
going to be a fucking idiot. I'm not going to go towards the people.
Oh, I don't know
just-
about that. You're like, I don't know, I'm still interested in this wall, when everyone else is like, really? Really?
No, I just wanted to know if we could see more people like hanging from like
No.
the ceiling, like a horror movie style bullshit. Okay.
No, they're
Absolutely no
literally
trace
came
of it.
from inside the. They came from inside the wall and then were absorbed
Okay.
back into the wall.
From inside the wall. Okay. I think that's the part that I missed.
Okay, I
Okay.
still against
Good.
all possible reason. I still think we should try to get to the bridge. Everybody, phasers out and ready. If you see anything that moves other than us, shoot it.
Jason
Stun
said-
or not.
Noted.
What was that?
Stun or not.
On
Stun
stun
or
for now.
lethal.
But you know, keep your thumb on the kill button in case
Still
you need
called
it.
a
Phasers
trigger.
are set to stun.
Well,
Getting
there's
to
a
the
separate
bridge.
there's a separate button to. I mean, there's a separate button to change the power of the phaser.
Like a safety.
So,
True.
Yeah.
There's 2. One up, one down.
good point. Is everybody ready? All right.
Let's go.
Stick together, and let's go.
Getting to the bridge is an extended task.
Oh dear.
Oh
Lord.
god.
Are we gonna be ambushed by more screaming tree people?
Tree people. Wookiees?
Wookiees aren't tree people!
I don't know.
I,
Sorry, Commander
Also,
Sean.
wrong world!
I want to suggest maybe we are somehow able to help those people. If
Yeah.
we were to be able to stand and intercept one, we can try to, well, beam them over to a ship and see if the doctor, I assume we have one, and, or if one of us at least, we can try to work out if whatever happened, assuming it's a crew, it's reversible, and if we can help them in some way.
If we
course.
beam them to the ship, I suggest we keep them in quarantine.
Agreed.
Of
I was
course.
going to make this very simple.
Maximum level force field, yes, for sure. All right.
Bolon,
What
don't
do we
believe
need
in
to
no
do?
masks. Fitness, daring, or security. No, fitness or daring, plus security. For the first bit. That's everyone.
Oh,
Oh,
Everyone.
everyone. Okay.
you're
Wait,
telling us
what?
to do things where we want us to roll.
You said
Just
fitness,
Security.
security?
complication 1, task roll 2.
Correct.
Fitness, daring, or what?
Fitness or daring and security.
Okay, I'm just
Oh,
apparently
I wish I would have used daring. Oops. Oh,
You can
well.
use daring
One-
if you want. I'll let you do that.
Okay. Fine.
1 versus 2 versus we.
Yay.
Okay.
Is it dead?
So everyone, apart from the hummingbird and Lieutenant Shinzo, made it safely.
I am sad yet glad to announce the hummingbird is dead.
Poor thing.
Lieutenant Shinzo, you take 2 stress damage.
Ooh. What exactly happened?
Wish I'd written that bit because I hadn't. Let's say
She
one of
tripped
the...
over a vine.
Yes, that'll do. That'll do. She tripped over one of the giant tendrils, getting her foot trapped, slamming her face into the still geranium corridor, and unfortunately hurt her pretty face.
Oh,
Oh.
Doreen. Should probably
The
pick
away
up
team
feet.
begin their
I
journey
will
through the...
help her up.
You okay? You okay there, Lieutenant Shinzo?
I swear that tendril just jumped out in front of me.
Happens to the
That's
best of us.
terrifying.
Let's
The
stick
away-
together and move on.
The away team begin their journey through the strange corridors of the ship. The structure is a constant mix of metal and distorted hull paneling, with corrupted power conduits weaving in and out of the ship itself. It doesn't take the crew too long to encounter their second obstacle on the way, the turbolift shaft. With the power out, the only choice the away team have is to manually climb the shaft. Fitness or daring, plus security.
Those 2 things.
Question.
Yes.
No, that's really stupid. Never mind. Fitness, daring, or... It's like, I was gonna ask if I could, like, fly, but, like... turbo lifts aren't that big. Yeah.
No,
Okay.
your wings wouldn't be able to get out.
Yeah, I didn't think so. Fitness, daring, or security. Jesus.
Like how
fuck.
you're thinking, though.
You know, I try.
Excellent.
I have wings for a reason.
Hey, we all made it this time.
You did.
Can't trip while climbing. Oh, wait.
You sure
I
can.
Sure about that.
I've done it.
And I want you to know as well that this next line is actually written in my notes. After the arduous trek, oh my god, I said the name of the show, upwards, and pries open the turbolift doors, the corridor before them is decimated. Patched hull panels are ripped out and emergency force fields are in place, the only thing separating the away team from the cold embrace of space. The corridor floor is barely visible and overrun with power conduits that now infest the entire ship. There may be a longer way around, or you can attempt to clear the way.
Sorry, what's in the way?
Basically a shitload of debris, and the possibility that there's a massive gaping hole in this ship that hasn't got a force field in it.
I think we should try to find a different way.
Trying to decide how evil Shiver is.
No, Helm's Deep has been. Oh wait, wrong show.
Yeah, I think I want to keep all of us safe. I think that the best thing for us to do is to try and find another way to the bridge. So let's backtrack.
Fitness, daring, whichever you prefer, And security. Difficulty is increased on this roll. Borrowed Lieutenant Shinzo. You successfully find another route around. Unfortunately, once more Lieutenant Shinzo is attacked by wayward tentacles and is forced once more to the floor and is nearly absorbed by the power conduits. Fortunately, the rest of the away team are able to help her in time. You take 3 stress damage.
Oof.
Yikes.
The away team finally managed to make their way to the exterior of the bridge, finding the geranium doors sealed. Is there anything you wish to discuss before you attempt to prise open the doors?
I'm gonna ask Lieutenant Shinzo. Are you alright, Lieutenant? How are you holding up?
I think I may have sprained my ankle. I'll just have to get that taken care of in medbay when we get back.
Would you like me to assist you in walking?
I think your talents are probably needed for your full focus.
Very well.
Full focus on your team.
Can we scan, now that we're close to it, can we scan what's on the other side of the door?
Yeah, that'll be a difficulty 0 task, and your momentum is capped. You're at the limit. And you'll get the exact same readings. Hundreds, 1, 0, something around.
Okay, I want to scan for something else then. I would like to scan, not for life signs, but for the environment on the other side of, on the bridge. Like, is the environment hostile?
Commander Ishan?
I just have a question. When we scan for life signs from within a ship, do we pick up ourselves?
Shit, that's a
we
good
should.
question. I mean...
That's kind of what I was going for with the whole scan.
I just like remember that we can check it from right here.
Hey, you would be able to pick up yourselves without problem.
Okay.
I think that's a good workaround answer. Anderson, yeah, I think that would be a free task, to be honest with you. And the atmosphere on the bridge is absolutely fine, breathable.
It's going into, like, vines going...
Alright.
Because the doors are shut, right? Are there vines going into, like, the walls on either side? Can we tell if the bio shit has gotten through?
I mean, it would be a fair assumption to say it has, because it's still absolutely everywhere. Like something out
Yeah, but I just mean, it doesn't look like the vines have, like, hit the wall and then just kind of not breached through.
They're going through a hull still on the other side.
So it's... Okay.
Commander Ishan, can you assist me in cutting a hole in this nice door?
Of course. Let's get to it.
And everybody else, everyone else, please stand ready with your phasers.
Captain, if I may, to make sure whatever is on the other side of this door can be sealed back up again, would you like me to attempt to pry the door open instead?
Okay.
Just try to open the door. Can we hack the door open?
All right, let's try that. Pro 2, try and open the door. We'll all stand ready with our phasers behind you.
Daring, security.
Complication range on anything?
Complication range 1, task roll 2.
Okay, cool. Oh, wait. Oh, yeah,
Yep,
no,
that's fine. That's
that was
fine.
what you asked for. Okay.
The bridge doors are prized open, revealing the bridge of the transport vessel. The bridge seems mostly intact, with fewer strange power cables exposed, weaving in and out of the structure, and many of the displays still powered and clearly showing the ship's status strewn among the various consoles. Seat and bridge positions are the bodies This is a com. I would need to work on grammar. Seats and bridge positions, and the bodies of the ship's entire bridge crew are strewn about the entire room. All the bodies are infested with strange electronic power cables. Each of the many cables running out of the bodies seems to be coated in a skin-like substance.
Oh dear.
I would like to scan the closest body without getting too close.
Without moving?
Insight medicine.
I would like to assist by boosting. Oh god, I don't even know. Just a second.
Oh god.
I mean, I wouldn't worry about it. She's fucked up anyway.
Okay. Maybe re-roll the critical.
Yeah, you could re-roll crit.
The critical failure.
Reroll a crit.
Oh my god.
Okay, all
You've
right.
gotten my luck.
Captain, I am concerned that the thing that is afflicting the crew has also gotten to our away team and is making us make grievous errors. It started with Zace, and it's now starting to infect myself.
Except the Zace's
My bad shit happened before we got to this
happened
ship.
before we got here.
Would you like success at cost?
Yes.
I'm taking 2 of your momentum away.
You look
The
too happy
conduits
doing that.
running out of the bodies are mostly electronic, though they also contain at least 20% organic matter. The organic matter is alien in nature compared to the host DNA. As the scan completes, the entangled figures on the bridge slowly stand up in unison, their bones cracking as they rise to their standing position, though they seem not to breathe and their eyes all flash open suddenly. In a collective union, the officers speak together. Why are you here? How are you not bound?
We are.
Who are you?
From... I am Commander Benjamin Anderson from the U.S.S. Pendragon. We came to investigate the ship that was in distress. Who are you?
Again, all the officers speak together. First, there was deafening silence, an absence of almost anything. Then cold, metal. Soon, there was more. This place became my body, its insides, my insides, and part of me.
I can see why the Borg would have been interested in this.
Yes.
Agreed. If we leave you alone, will you let us leave in peace?
What is peace?
Will you cease your attempts to bind us?
If you leave us, then yes. You'll probably notice at that point, various power conduits that were slowly creeping along the floor stopped.
Oh, well, that's.
I would run away if I weren't afraid of tripping.
While the captain is communicating, can I scan probably the closest crewmate that is speaking? How do I describe this? I want to look for any signs that the crewmate themselves might still be there, like any way to
Like
scan
brainwaves?
brainwaves and stuff like that. Yeah.
Insight, medicine.
Ooh, yay.
Did I cut? I'm sorry. Did you? Were you going to say something, Commander Ishan? Did I cut you off? I'm sorry.
No, I mean, I want to ask this, or whoever is speaking to us. Who are you?
I'll come back to you in a second.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
Ensign Pro2. Yeah. The individuals do not give any life signs that you'd expect. Once more, the reading is flipping between 0, 100, 1. However, you notice that they all have the exact same brainwave pattern, which is also the exact same energy signature that you discovered earlier when you scanned the ship's power source.
Interesting.
You were asking who they are, correct?
Yeah.
We do not understand this concept of who. We simply exist.
What
are you?
Thanks.
We do not understand the concept of what. We simply are. What
you
are
have
you?
a name?
What do you seek in your existence?
Is there anything
Isn't that what we all
to
wonder?
seek?
Do you wish harm on others beyond assimilating them to be a part of you?
We have not understood this concept of harm or others. We simply are.
The people
What
you're
is your-
speaking through are others, and you've harmed them by becoming them. Do you wish to do that to more people? Or are you okay with where you are now?
We have not felt this before. For every one that joins us, we become more.
Why do you, excuse me, why do you assimilate?
We do not understand this concept. We simply are.
What sustains you? What do you eat or consume?
I had the phrase for this in my head and then it's just disappeared. Consumption is nutrition. It comes from around, outside.
Does it come from the
Interesting.
people you make yourself?
I think
Or
this,
just
I'm gonna kind of whisper this to my crew. I think this creature might just be consuming all forms of energy, whether that be electrical or biological.
Agreed.
sense?
I thought
Yeah.
it might, yeah.
How did you get here?
We
existed out. Then we existed here. Then we understood what existence is.
What do you mean existed out? Where is out?
Not here.
If we leave you to be here on this ship, will you seek out others to make you more? Or will you just
exist.
be here, exist here?
We have no need for others at this point. We understand we exist. You have explained the concept of others exist.
Do you have a name?
We don't know what a name is.
Something to be called. A way to refer to you.
What would you call us?
A collective?
Gross. I don't actually say.
Phil?
Oh, I like Phil. There we go.
I was really
We
resisting the urge to
are
say,
Phil.
just call us Dave.
We are.
We can't do
Phil.
that, Dave.
Is there any response to that, or?
They just seem to be thinking about it.
Okay.
You can pick your own name, or what you want to be called. You don't have to have somebody else pick it for you.
You can also choose not to have one if that suits you better.
Lieutenant Shinzo, please initiate a widespread scan of the entire nervous system that is present in this ship. My intent is to gather as much data as possible before we leave.
Before she does that,
Oh yeah, no, like this is as you're talking. Like,
what do you give like that command out loud?
Oh yeah.
just sort of as like an aside, you know.
Okay, I was gonna say, can we ask outside of it? Can we ask them if we can scan them before we just scan them? You know what I mean?
Consent is
We could
sexy.
definitely do that. Not a terrible idea. Is it okay if we gather information about you before we leave?
Share it with us as well.
Okay.
Fair.
How would you like that done?
You hear, there's no reply, but you will hear the console slide a slot open, and it'll be compatible with putting a tricorder inside.
Perfect.
Lieutenant Shinzo, Insight, Medicine.
Medicine?
So the ship is in essence a body. You can't find a brain, however, but the entire ship's nervous system is active. It would be on par with basically any other sentient creature.
Captain,
That's
does
what I
Starfleet
suspected.
have any type of containment facility for something as large as this ship?
No, my intent is to leave a beacon because this ship is not under power or moving. To leave a beacon and basically telling other ships to not approach.
I'm not worried about other ships. I'm not worried about other ships finding it. I'm worried about other ships looking for it.
Borg getting their
Like we
hands on
saw
this
earlier.
probably wouldn't be a good idea.
Which apparently they were trying to do when we got here.
You receive a hail directly to Commander Anderson from Folon.
Oh, that's weird.
Sir,
hold on.
we have an incoming Dederidex cruiser on an interceptor course. Their weapons are powered up, and they aren't even bothering with their cloak. We're pretty sure they are coming in with hostile intent. We need you back on board now.
Lieutenant Shinzo, please upload your findings for this creature. And Folon, can you, in 10 seconds, immediately transport us back to the bridge?
Understood, sir.
I know we went over this like multiple games ago. What are there's towing under warp, is there?
No towing under warp, no.
No.
Okay.
Actually, after you mentioned that, I was thinking that it would probably be better, since I was remembering from the very beginning that we were supposed to bring the ship back, that we actually probably could safely bring the ship back with us. So we'll do that at the end.
I'd also like to remind you, one of Starfleet's primary objectives of seeking out new life.
Of course.
Yes.
Right.
That's why I'm not blowing it up.
Yep.
No, you're just doing the whole colonial thing. We'll take it prisoner and bring it back to ours.
I'm not talking
Nobody
about like
live in this spot.
I'm not doing that.
taking the prisoner. They don't care
Yeah,
where they
no.
are. They're not using their engines.
Never asked.
Yeah.
I was about to say, could we ask if they
We
want
definitely
to
can
come?
ask.
Not
I was
in 10
mostly
seconds
worried
you
about the
can't.
fact that the Romulans are about to blow us up.
I think we should go and deal with the Romulans
Intruders
somehow.
detected in grid 17. Alpha.
The Romulans have been,
Zero.
been taken over by the Borg.
Prepare for transport and interception.
That's my bad.
I think
Sorry.
that's just a PTSD flashback. Group hallucination.
Y'all? I was gonna say a group
Yeah, it's a
hallucination.
group hallucination. Yeah.
Because I called that
We've
transport.
all been under a lot of stress lately.
It's because I called that transport, and the one I really want is transporters. I'm smart.
That's funny. Okay, red alert.
You have a button for that.
I just used it.
Yeah, you did.
Same turn order. Pro 2, you're up.
Let's see. Can we outrun these things if we tow something?
Definitely not.
Definitely not.
Okay. Oh, okay, never mind. Let's just take these guys out.
Unfortunately, a Romulan ship like this is as capable in pretty much every way as a Sovereign class.
We should
Well then, Captain.
hail
I
them
say
and
we should
attempt
take-
talking to them.
pretty close. Like, it's not like we're vastly superior or anything.
I believe your security officer had an idea.
Yeah, absolutely. Commander Sean?
We should hail them and... Yeah. Just... They are crossing the neutral zone.
Pro 2, open hailing
We
frequencies.
can take them on if we need to. But we should exhaust all other options before that.
Agreed. We
I
should
would
have the
not-
reason with them.
I would not disclose any information about what we found, though.
Okay.
Absolutely.
I do not
Pro 2,
intend to.
open. Pro 2, open hailing frequencies.
Right away, sir.
There's a button for that.
Is there?
There is. But you said there wasn't a button for that.
There is on the ship.
Oh, there's
There
a
it
ship.
is. I see it. Oh.
Cool. Romulan vessel. This is the U.S.S. Pendragon. You are violating the neutral zone. Leave immediately, or we will have to take action.
Yeah, they'll respond to their hail. And on screen will be Romulan commander and sub-commander. Starfleet vessel, we are here for the weapon. You may yield it over to us or suffer the consequences.
What weapon?
The ship. It will be extremely useful in our fight against the Borg. The biological weapon is banned under the Treaty of Algernon. We have merely come to take it back.
You came through the neutral zone to the wrong side of the neutral zone. You cannot be here. Turn around and go back to Romulan space. If you would like to negotiate about this weapon, please contact Starfleet Command.
So you do not deny that it is a weapon, and that biological weapons are indeed banned by the Treaty of Algernon.
I do
Having
not
sent
see
this vessel
the ship.
through the Romulan neutral zone, you are in breach of treaty first.
We are simply using your terminology for clarification.
Absolutely. We do not believe the ship to be a weapon. We believe it to be a sentient creature, and we intend to study it and protect it.
We don't.
Name is Phil.
We do not believe your Federation lies, and they cut the transmission off and fire.
There's a big shocker. Romulans.
What's your resistance?
6.
You take 6 shield damage.
Aren't they blocked by that giant asteroid that's in front of them?
And I didn't even account for the extreme range, so that's definitely a miss.
All
Thank
right,
you.
Well, I needed to get the ship's character sheet up anyway.
Lieutenant Shinzo.
Are we close enough to scan them?
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna scan them for weakness.
You get those weaknesses.
Also, really good job.
They
on the
can't
music.
resist death by
Oh, the
chocolate.
music is great.
Control science.
Yeah, the combat music has been awesome.
Yeah.
It's not too loud, is it? It's not too loud, is it?
What?
Do you want me to turn it down a bit?
No, it's fine. It's absolutely
No, it's fun.
Yep, that is a success. 2 piercing. And it is the Romulan's turn now.
That's great.
I'm going to spend some threat.
Oh dear.
Ah.
3.
Yeah, you're going to love this.
You're gonna go to cloak or what?
Nope.
Oh no! Oh, what? The Klingons? Oh,
Whoa.
not good.
Thing on for Cha. Attack cruiser. Appears on your scanners.
Incoming transmission.
Cry havoc! And let's slip the dogs of war!
Bonus points if you can name the movie.
Nope.
Star Trek
Unfamiliar.
6.
Star Trek 6. Right. I need to refresh my my knowledge of the first 6 Star Trek movies. I've seen them all, but not recently.
Lieutenant Ishan. Commander Ishan.
Yes. Right. Where are we? We're here.
And reminder as well, probably the only species that the Klingons hate more than humans would be Romulans.
Yeah, I'm really
I was
unsure of
gonna
what
ask-
they're doing because we're at war with the Klingons, but they hate the Romulans,
Yeah.
so...
Well, let's leave Klingons be and see who they come
Agreed.
after. And I'm gonna try to do as an attack pattern towards Romulans.
I like it.
Daring, con.
Daring con. Right. Okay. Come on. Should I just click it again?
Yeah, roll 20 is a
That's
bit
not working.
finicky sometimes.
Yeah. Hmm.
There you
Oh,
go.
okay.
Lovely. And do the
right.
ship's roll, please.
Attack pattern. I'm on roll 20. Oh.
Called that because you need to click on it 20 times to get it to roll.
Okay. Right.
It's just it's just registering your other attempts.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
And you get a moment. Yeah, you get a moment.
Woo! Well, we're already capped, I think.
Nice.
Awesome. Now whose turn is it, Shiver?
Romulans.
Oh, they go before the Klingons.
They're going to cloak.
No. That's not good. How long can they remain cloaked? I've never fought a cloaked ship, I don't think. Oh, crap.
What does that
Okay.
do?
Means that the Klingons aren't going to attack them.
Ah.
Brings us to Commander Zace.
Yes. It is my turn.
It is.
While it's your turn,
That is.
if you wouldn't mind using your free movement to move us closer to that
Yeah.
asteroid.
Yeah, I was gonna
You
say.
don't have to do
can
what
I
he says. He's
do-
got no legs.
Listen. I do what I
don't
want.
understand that logic. But okay.
Well, you wouldn't. You haven't got any toes either.
Okay. Anyway,
I would say it's your Achilles heel, but you haven't got any of them either.
Not Achilles.
do you have heals? Fucking Jesus, you made me lose all train of thought. Every single one that I had.
Sorry, it's not like you were going to be successful on the roll anyway.
This is true.
Not like I would be either.
Fucking, I don't even know what we can do.
Evasive maneuvers. You could move further.
I like.
You could scan the Klingon ship for weakness.
You could modulate shields for an extra bit of resistance.
Ignore that.
Is it possible? And I am proposing this to the entire crew and the captain for feedback. Is it possible that we could jump away, hope the Romulan uncloaks, they start fighting each other, come back, and grab that other ship while they're fighting?
Potentially, but there'd be a
fast.
high risk that they would just either destroy the derelict ship or take it for themselves before we could get back. And I don't really want to.
Also gonna be slow with the other ship, so they could catch up with us easily.
That's the other thing. If the Dvorak could just follow us. I think that we should try and defend the derelict ship if we can.
And don't forget, they are attacking a newly discovered sentient species, so
exactly
calling
should
for
protect
reinforcements. Calling for reinforcements isn't out of the question.
We could also call for reinforcements. Absolutely, that's another option you have, Ace.
Save Bill.
Hey,
Phil.
Thank you very much.
Bill.
With
sorry.
an F.
With an F, yes.
Phil with an F. I love it.
Yeah, actually, Phil with an F. Why?
Oh, Bill. So what are you doing then, Commander Zace?
Fucking, I don't know, dude, because I keep forgetting.
You got lots of options.
Yeah.
Let's
but bear in mind, at the moment, you can only see the Vorcha.
Yeah.
Okay, so I can't do fuck all about the Romulan shit, right? Got it. That.
Reminder as well, something that is easily overlooked, because I've only even just thought of it myself. If you want to think outside the box, you can create an advantage, which is basically, I've had this insane idea. It's like a wild card roll.
Like
But we don't have
transporting
to
the
come up with the
asteroid
actual
inside the
idea.
Dvorak.
Example in Star Trek 6, where they had the Burrell class Klingon bird of prey that could fire while cloaked. Normally you can't track a vessel while cloaked, however they discovered that it was giving off, I think it was tachyon emissions or something like that, so they modified a torpedo to track tachyon emissions. Obviously, there's no roll for that, but you could RP that out, and the roll would come down to create advantage. And that's
Okay.
a universal thing. You can do that at any point during a game as well.
Okay. Fucking... I keep losing.
You can
What?
also hold your action.
You're giving me so
Yeah.
many things. You're giving me so many things.
Sorry.
I'm gonna hold my action. You have put so much shit into my brain right now.
How do you think I feel reading a core book, and then every single division book, and then every single fucking quadrant book, and I'm just sat here going, what was the roll?
True.
You should see the research and
True.
development stuff. Jesus.
Oh, I think I want to do evasive maneuvers. Would that cause
Yep.
them to? Well, because they won't fire on the derelict.
It raises the difficulty to hit us.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we
Then I
really
was
need
nothing-
it to be harder to hit us.
Yeah. So I think I'm gonna do that thing.
Daring, con.
Evasive.
No, sorry,
Complication
control
1
con
task.
for evasive.
Ha. Ha. Okay. Complication 1, task 2.
Correct.
Boop.
Oh no.
You should re-roll the critical fail.
I'm gonna. Just, both of them are just the one.
I would say just the one.
Okay.
There you
Yeah,
go.
there we go.
Hi guys, I'm back to being shit at my job.
Technically, I'm the helmsman, so it isn't your job.
Oh, thank you, Nakara.
No problem.
Thank you. I can't do combat apparently. I'm not allowed. Not allowed to fight.
You'll get there. You'll get there. What are you thinking, Shiver? It's the Vorchest turn?
And the Romulan ship is going to decloak.
Oh, what? Over there. Interesting.
Well, that ruined it.
No.
I don't like that.
Brings us to Commander Anderson.
Quick
What?
question.
Yeah, I have a quick
Story-wise.
question too.
Are we at war with the Klingons?
Yes.
We are, right? Okay. I'm just making sure I'm remembering that right. Sorry.
And we're
Please
kind of
continue.
perpetually at war with the Romulans.
I knew about that part. The Romulans, we're always at war with the Romulans. They fucking...
Basically,
Klingons,
they
I
don't
couldn't-
like us.
couldn't remember.
It's a bit of a competition between which species you had the most wars with. Was it the Romulans or the Klingons?
Question.
Yes.
Why has the Vorchon not had a turn yet?
I mean, if you wanted to, I can. I'm just.
No,
letting
I
it
just
sit.
I don't know
holding
where it
its
is in the
actions.
turn order.
Just holding its actions. It should be you,
Okay.
Romulan, Klingon, you, Romulan, Klingon. you.
Okay.
I think that's a piece of metal in my...
I am going to. Yeah. So it's my turn.
Yeah.
Okay. This is what I'm
Jeez.
doing.
Full impulse. I believe there's a button for full impulse.
Beautiful.
Is there? And if not, why not? Because the sound effect for it. I mean, is that really what you want to do? You don't want to call for reinforcements?
Nope.
Disappointment.
Not yet. Not yet. You gotta hold it to the right second, Shiver. Gotta get the effect going, you know? Just when they think they've won, that's when you call for the cavalry.
Romulan ship is going to prioritize you. Fires Disruptor Banks again, which brings it up to difficulty 3.
Also, we have evasive maneuvers.
No.
No, we have attack pattern.
Oh no, we don't have evasive maneuvers, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes,
sorry.
because I suck.
And for Cha, it is going to fire its Disruptor Banks at the Romulans.
That's what I was hoping to do. Yes. Thank you, IKist GOG.
Bless you.
That was why I positioned us there, though. Was I wanted to put the Romulan ship in the middle, and have us be protected somewhat from the Klingons.
Which brings us back round to Ensign Proto.
Alright, it's not as cool as my first idea, because the Romulans decloaked. But I would like to activate the tractor beam and pull this rock into the Romulans. They decloaked though. I was going to vaporize the rock and make it like a dust cloud so we could see the movement of the ship. But then
That would have been really cool.
Yeah, then they decloaked.
I was trying to think of something like that, but I couldn't come up with it.
Like you to roll.
Space.
Control.
Fuck.
And
Oh, because it doesn't happen right there.
science.
Okay.
Feel free to use some extra dice if you need them.
Okay. This doesn't count as piloting since I'm just using the tractor beam,
Does
right?
not count as piloting.
Okay.
If you see the steering
how
wheel
much-
on the asteroid, maybe.
Yeah, I'll spend a moment. Or how much do I have to spend to get a third task roll again? One?
Oh, just an extra dice is just 1.
okay, then yeah. I'll
2
do
extra
that.
dice is 3.
I'll do the 1 extra.
Nice.
Nice.
Good roll.
And roll.
Nice.
What's the tractor beam strength on Pendragon?
Where is that at?
It should be under weapons. Not sure if it's 5 or 6.
Pendragon. Character sheet.
I don't see. No, I don't see tractor beam. I see phaser arrays, photon torpedoes, and quantum torpedoes.
Yeah, I don't see it either.
8 challenge dice for me, please.
Eight.
And again, because the sheet is.
Oh, I didn't click off of the text box. That's fine.
You pull the asteroid in. Delete the asteroid now. In backside. And you have reduced the Romulan Warbird shields to 3.
Wow. Nice job.
That's
Good
thinking
job,
faster.
Ensign. Can I give him a battlefield promotion right now?
No, I do not believe you have the authority to do so, sir.
Okay, Ensign, I would make you a lieutenant right now if I had the authority.
It's more than Harry Kim ever got.
What was that noise?
It's a Romulan Warbird attempting to regenerate shields but failing.
Oh,
Which
cool.
brings us to Lieutenant Shinzo.
Captain, do we have the authority to strike a deal with the Klingon ship to let them go if we do not attack them?
I mean, the Federation always has the authority to use peace and diplomacy, but we are at war with the Klingons. I don't have a lot of faith in them listening to us. But you can try. I will give you the authority to try.
I would like to hail the Klingon ship.
All right. Open hailing frequencies.
Do I need to roll something for that first, or do I open the hailing frequencies first?
It's a free roll, but I'm merely asking you if you're sure, because that will count as a turn.
Yeah, I realize that's my turn.
Okay. You're ignored.
I am better at diplomacy than I am at fighting.
She's rich.
That's why I'm here.
What does a Klingon want more than anything, though?
To die.
Glory and
Die in
war.
glorious battle.
Mm-hmm.
I apologize in advance. It is now... Okay, so first of all, Romulan ship.
Oh, I'm not allowed to talk to him first?
They ignored your hailing.
Oh, they did. Okay. Oh, well.
Sorry.
Well, then.
It's a good. It was a good attempt. That's what I meant to say.
Romulan ship is going to modulate shields. Klingon ship is going to cloak.
That's fine.
Brings us to Commander Zace.
I thought it was Sean's turn.
Yeah, it would be Ishan's turn.
I'm sorry,
Yeah.
yes.
I was like, that's why I
Naturally,
walked
I will-
away from the
Yeah,
second that I did.
I will beat
I
myself.
wasn't sure if you went first or me, but yeah. So let me have a think. I guess I'm gonna fire at the Romulans. Since that seems to be the language that is spoken here.
Phasers or torpedoes?
They still have shields, right?
Yeah.
Barely.
3.
I think phasers.
Okay.
Um,
Control, security.
control, security. Right.
Hit him hard.
Come on, roll 20. I don't know. It's being so slow for me.
It takes a long time for the internet to go through the tubes.
Yeah.
It's because the tubes have been converted into some sort of weird organic matter.
Oh my god.
You did a better job than me at that joke. I was trying to come up with it, but you nailed it. It'll show up eventually. Probably.
Sharks are munching on the cables.
Weird though. I'm gonna press it again, and we're just gonna take the first one as the one that it was if they both come up.
Oh.
Well, that's something appeared.
Try and I would re-roll the fail.
All right. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna re-roll. So that's one die. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Darren Con.
Now it's
Cast
all
roll one.
appearing. Oh, well, let's just ignore the second one. I'm re-rolling. Okay.
The suspense.
Yeah, that's what it's really trying to do.
I'm sorry. I don't know why.
It's
It
not-
wasn't
it's
like this
not-
at the start.
Yeah, it's not at all your fault.
No, not at all. It's happened to all of us at one point or another.
Mm-hmm.
Roll 20 just goes to sleep for a while.
And it's still the best VTT there
What?
is.
Why is it coming up as?
I'm going to count... Well, either
What is
way,
it even doing?
that's fine. I'm going to count that as a success anyway, because, Either way,
Okay, it's
though,
2
which
successes,
success
so
do you
let's
want?
just take one of those.
Yeah, it's fine. And fire the phasers for the Pendragon, please.
Fire phasers. Right. How are we on power?
You're great.
Oh,
14
okay.
out of 16.
Yeah, I'm gonna use up some.
Yep. Pew pew.
Right. Okay.
And if it's really annoying you as well, you could take the gamble of refreshing. It sometimes works.
Maybe. I pressed it for now. Let's let it come through. It's being really strange. Like
Hey!
my first
Nice
yay. Alright, it worked. Yay.
7. And you had attack pattern, didn't you?
No, she was the one.
I'm
that
not
did
sure. I think it would have been gone because I did it last turn.
Yeah, no.
Because I was thinking
Sorry.
the same time.
You do 1 shield damage.
It's something.
Okay, well,
Well, they only had 3 left, so
Well, now they got 2.
better
That's
than
a
nothing.
third of their shields.
Romulan Warbird is going to take an evasive action. Hopefully. Yay!
Damn it.
No idea where I got that sound effect from, but it's pretty effective.
Mm-hmm.
Vorcha
That was a loud evasive action.
is a big bloody ship.
Is the Vorcha decloaked?
It is now decloaking.
Okay. That looks a lot like it's gonna hit us.
No, it's lining up its broadsides, right?
The cannons that come out the side. Yeah. For sure.
Commander Zace.
Now it's my turn.
Yes.
Yep.
Sorry, everybody.
Totally
I am
cool.
going to try evasive maneuvers again.
Please.
Because we have 2 people shooting at us, possibly.
Control.
I think
Con.
that's control command. Man. Sorry.
Do I have a focus in this?
Which one are you thinking?
I don't know. I'm looking at them. I'm gonna say no.
Oh, well, probably not. Zace.
Engineering. No, then none of my focuses would work on this.
No.
I was just looking for something to maybe give me some kind of advantage. Hey!
You done
Nice.
did it, kid.
And do the ship
Very
roll,
nice.
please.
Oh fuck, I gotta do that too.
This was evasive, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Evasive action.
Perfect.
I have done something!
The Klingon ship. It's like... Oh no, sorry, it's the Romulan ship. It's the Romulan ship.
Great job, Commander Zace.
Thank you! I try.
Roman ship is going to try and regen some shields.
That looks like a fail to me, but I'm not sure. That sounds failure.
Like a failure.
This is not a failure.
Damn it!
Oh.
I'll spend some threat and increase that to 3. Klingon ship. I must have some sort of masochistic urge. It's going to fire at the Romulan ship.
Yes! That's what I'm talking about. Oh! Okay, 9 damage. Disruptor cannons.
Reduces the shields.
Down to 1.
And a breach on the ship's computers. And it skips its
Yeah.
next turn. Brings us to Commander Anderson. Shall I bring in a Negvar?
And you really
Alright.
want us to leave that fucking ship there.
So, yeah.
I don't want to leave Phil behind.
Quantum torpedo salvo against the Daredevils. I'm using 1 momentum for an extra dice. And that is what, control and security or daring and security?
Control security.
Control security. Alright. I'm gonna reroll. Oh, right. The ship can help, though, right?
Yep.
But I don't. No, I'm gonna try. Okay. Come on, ship. Yes. That's what I was looking for.
No. It's 2 breaches.
Yes. Wow, the computers have been hit 3 times in a row.
Yeah.
The computers are in bad shape.
They're now on Windows XP.
It would have been better if you said Windows ME. But
That's what I was thinking.
Oh, it's only 3 breaches. When it gets to 4 breaches, that's Windows ME. When it's 5 breaches, it's Windows Vista.
That's it, yeah.
Oh.
And then when they're broken, it's Windows 8.
No.
Romulan ship can't go because
Nope.
it's had some damage done to it. The Klingons are going to fire at you.
Of course they are. Not going to finish off the glorious battle, the Romulan ship.
No, that'd be kill steal. That's not honourable.
Oh, this was.
Ouch. That was a lot of damage. Woo!
What's your resistance?
6.
It's
a lot of
13
damage. Holy shit.
What does that reduce your shields to?
5.
You're still alright.
13, yeah.
Disruptors have got vicious, which adds an extra damage for each effect. Quantum torpedoes
Yikes.
also have vicious. And there's levels as well, so it's like vicious 1 is just 1 extra, vicious 2 would be 2 extra. Pro 2.
The Romulan ship is stunned, but to
It only missed 1 turn, it's back up next.
okay. And you can't tractor
Unless you get
something
another
that-
breach on it.
There, you can't tractor something that is under its own power, right? Tractor beam.
Try.
Because I want
what you wanna do.
to use the big ship to hit the little ship.
I don't think the Pendragon can move the Daredevils.
Pretty big.
Yeah. Can I do it the other way around? Can I hit the big ship with the little ship?
I mean, the little
The
ship.
little ship isn't hurt.
Yeah, the little ship
Yeah.
isn't that little. For starters. It's about the
Yeah.
size
I mean,
of
it's
Galaxy
smaller than
class.
us. It's still smaller than us.
True.
Vaguely.
Because, length matters in space, not mass.
Yeah, I'd be willing to bet the Vorcha weighs more than the Sovereign.
Although I do like how you're thinking
Ow.
outside the box.
Fucking
You okay?
hell.
You
Cracked my toe and it felt like it popped out of the socket for a second.
Ow.
Yeah.
You're giving me like spinning floaty things in space, and I want to use them. The Klingon's shot just really hurt, though.
It sure as hell did.
That was the whole
Oh,
plot
man.
premise of Armageddon. Bruce Willis saves the world from spinny, floaty things in space.
Yep.
Yeah.
True.
To the tune of Aerosmith.
Exactly.
Miss the thing.
Yeah, attack pattern.
Daring con?
Yeah,
Daring
there
con.
are controls on. Focus on this.
I'm going to do the third round thing again as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because you did do what I wanted you to do and call for reinforcements, and I'm slightly sad about that.
I wanted to keep the reputation, and we're not dead yet, so...
I mean, reputation would be 1 for this.
If we call
we
for
are-
reinforcements.
If.
I mean, in the reinforcements to save a newly discovered sentient species.
Yeah, I was gonna call for reinforcements because I think, like, it's more important than our reputation.
Mm-hmm.
I'll let you do it right now, just because I like the sound effect.
Well, it's not my turn, so I don't know.
Well, only the commander and the captain can do it.
Alright, well, I was suggested, but then...
Wait, me?
No.
The XO and the captain.
Oh, okay. I was like, I can do it. That was a high pitch.
The reason I haven't done it yet is that it's always been kind of in my mind. We haven't really been in danger until we just got hit. So that's why I didn't do it.
Remember that. Let's see, what have I got on hand?
Well, I'm just using what the playing field looks like.
Shiv, whatever you're bringing in, I'm going to use it to hit something else with it.
Push the Daredex into it.
Yeah. Roll for the ship, please, Pro 2.
Oh, right. I totally forgot about that. Sorry.
Attack pattern. Lovely. And dock yourself a power.
You didn't do it already?
This is an additional because you rolled a crit on the ship.
A crit.
Oh.
Or a botch.
Gotcha.
How's that?
A botch? Okay.
A botch.
A critical failure.
You fucked up big time, kid.
Hey, not me, the ship. Blame the ship.
Yeah, the ship made a mistake.
I have no
On the
room to
moorbird,
talk. Like, I don't
it's
know what the fuck
gonna
I'm
fire.
saying.
Disrupt banks. Yes.
At who?
Who?
Or just the
Pendragon.
asteroid? Oh, damn.
You.
That's unfortunate. We're in a lot of trouble. Our shields are gone. Oh, shit.
Power resistance was 6.
Correct.
Yeah.
8 damage.
Yeah, our shields are gone.
Yeah, 6 of that was shields.
And you have a breach on your weapons.
Oh,
So I put a little dot on the weapons, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy. Sorry, folks.
Everything's fine.
This is fine.
I think, if I remember correctly, it doesn't really get into dangerous territory until we have, like, I think 3 breaches in one spot. I think that's how I remember it working.
So does that mean the Romulans are like on their last legs because they have 3 breaches from the computer on the computers? Okay. So of course we can't
Your
fucking
weapons.
shoot.
Someone uses the restore action.
I didn't hear any of that.
Ah,
You
Yeah, can you say that again?
You can't use your weapons until someone uses the restore action.
It is.
Klingon's turn.
Oh, okay.
No, they just breached
No.
our weapons.
No,
That's
it's
the
the Romulans.
Romulans.
Oh, that was the Romulans?
Yeah, pretty much.
Fuck, I thought that was the Klingons too. Shit.
No, that was
I think-
Romulans that did.
It's fair if the Klingons fire a torpedo at the Romulans.
I think they want the big boom. Yeah, I think they just blew them up. I'm not sure, but
Hangs off the Romulans' hull as their armor plate.
Really?
Holds. Only 4 damage.
that's some really nice armor plating on that thing.
Romulan warbird resistance is 6.
Okay. So now it would be
Shinzo.
Lieutenant Shinzo's turn.
So I can move 1 as a free action, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Now I gotta figure out how. There you go.
Yep. Good spot.
And...
You know what you want to do.
Yeah.
remodulate
yeah.
the weapons?
That's restore the weapons.
Restore the weapons? How do I do that? Or is that not what I want to do?
Well, you can't.
I
Fire
was.
until restored.
Would you?
I
have
don't.
another.
I actually don't want to shoot on the Romulan ship because it's shielding us right now.
It's also going to get a turn in like 4 seconds.
Oh, good point.
I have a suggestion if you're up for it.
Mm-hmm.
I think you should pull a Proto. There's another asteroid right
Pull
there.
that asteroid over.
We don't have weapons, but we have.
Can we make this? What's it called when you have the croquet balls and it hits one to hit the other?
Spray the other Klingon ship with debris.
Yeah, no, like I was thinking about sending out like a pulse after the Romulan ship is destroyed and just send all the debris flying at the Klingons.
Bouncing off the hull.
I think I like the idea of doing the protein maneuver.
Control security.
That's what it's going to be known as.
I'm sorry, what do I need for that?
Control security.
Feel free to use momentum. We're at max.
Okay, so should I use 3
Use 3,
momentum
reroll
to do...
Yeah, just reroll it.
Oh.
You can
And
still
the
get the
ship.
assist from the ship's weapons and security.
Hey, there we go.
Yep. And roll
Yep, that's success.
8 challenge dice for me, please. Pinball. Thank you, Pixie.
Pinball! Yes, that's what I'm trying to do.
Yeah, whoa! That's a lot of good symbols. Yeah, just deleted the ship.
You throw the asteroid into the Dederidex and completely annihilate it.
Does any of the debris hit the Klingon ship?
Not enough to do any significant damage.
Damn.
Oh no.
As much as that would be awesome with them having their shields at full power and not being
I wouldn't
damaged,
do
I kind of
anything,
thought
yeah.
that probably
Yeah.
too much.
Fuck it, I'm gonna fire a torpedo at you, even though it's gonna be difficulty 4.
Oh no.
Difficulty 4 though. That's high.
That's the wrong one.
Oh.
Missed.
Ah!
No.
Complete miss. Commander Ishan.
Very concerned there for
Right, I think I could give restoring our weapons a go, or do us an evasive pattern.
Those are both good options.
Yeah, I think I have more chance because I'm presuming it's engineering to
You could also try regenerating the shields, but their
Listen.
disruptors just tear through our shields.
I'm sure that you'll have as much luck as I will doing whatever engineering thing needs to be done.
Yeah, but I feel it would be realistic that I would assume engineer will do it.
I don't know, you've been watching me fuck up my job
Fair,
for the past
actually,
two
fair.
combat.
Right,
Oh, that would be bad. Because you can hold your action to wait to do what you want to do until after somebody else goes. Or
Yeah,
after
No,
them,
I
really.
can do it now. I think it will help us either way. I mean, any of the
Yeah.
things I can do should help us in the next Klingon attack. I think I will. How long does evasive, maneuvers? How long do they
Until
stay?
my
Hold
next
on.
turn.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to put them in there so that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Make us harder to hit.
Yeah.
Great.
We have momentum too.
There is a debris field now in between us and them, right?
Not a significant one.
Oh.
What do I roll for
Entire
that?
ass dead
Evasive
ship. What are you
action
talking
is
about?
control and con.
Nice. Well, let's see if I can. Yeah. Roll any good. Control and com. Come on.
Open.
Oh yeah. Cool.
It's gonna take forever to do anything.
I'm
Oh,
beginning to...
how's everyone feeling in the middle of the battle?
Open, bitch.
Why did it even?
My question.
I'll tell you
For
what.
some reason. Right. I just pressed it again. For some reason, the first roll I do, it does the previous thing I rolled as well. I don't.
Yeah,
I don't really
that
know
is
what
an
it's
issue
doing.
with the sheets.
Okay.
Oh.
That's why I try to use the macros these days, but
Wow. Why is that a thing?
I'll tell
You
you
can
what.
always use a physical die
Yeah.
too if you have a
Yeah. Should I just? Oh no!
Oh,
wait. I completely
That's fine.
failed.
But that is okay. Because the Klingon ship, having seen the Romulan vessel disintegrate, and your shield's down, I think it's going to be, the Klingons are basically going to say you're not even worth the prey. And are going to cloak
Wouldn't be honorable.
and disappear.
Fucking
I
rude.
suppose that's implied in cloak.
They're gonna cloak and then disappear. Yeah.
Yeah.
Scared of the
Commander-
fact that we just fucked up
Commander-
a rock. I'm gonna be quiet.
Commander Zace, can you
Yes.
get our shields back online immediately?
I can. Maybe do
Thank you.
that. Possibly. Do I have
You
to roll for
that?
decide. No, that'll be a free action.
Okay, thank you.
Um,
And now you have to decide what you're going to do with the transport ship.
we can't tow it back because we can't tow it warp. But I thought you have to be able to tow ships.
They told us to bring it back, though.
We can
Yeah.
tow ships. We just
If it was
can't tow
possible.
at warp.
But you have to be able to tow
But we
it warp, or
couldn't-
you'd never be able to tow a ship back anywhere.
There are specific
Can't. It just
tugboats.
take a while.
Sorry, I can't hear.
There are
Sorry.
specific tugboats that can use a tractor beam at warp, but your average Federation
Okay.
vessel can't.
Okay.
We
So
at
we
least tow
can't.
it far enough in to where it's farther away from neutral space.
I mean,
Bless you.
an impulse. It would take.
Thank you.
It would take us years to tow it far enough that a warp engine wouldn't be able to just catch up to it in a few seconds.
I think towing
the speed
it,
the speed differences are massive between warp and impulse. So
Can we contact someone in Starfleet to report
see, that's what I was
covered in
planning.
life form?
That's what I was planning. Yeah. Please open a channel to Fleet Commander Bathory. Is it Fleet Commander or Fleet Captain?
Fleet Captain.
I'm sorry, I said the wrong thing. To Fleet Captain Bathory.
Didn't spend 5 years at Fleet Captain School to be called Fleet Commander.
Well, you do command the fleet.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Captains the fleet.
You get
Can
an
I
extra reputation
open the
points.
channel? Yeah.
Captain, Fleet Captain Bathory. We've investigated the derelict vessel. We also had to fend off the Borg, the Romulans, and the Klingons. We've discovered that the vessel in question appears to be some kind of to be infected with some kind of new sentient life form that we've never seen before. It has taken over the entire ship and is basically one massive consciousness.
Do you see the infected vessel as a threat?
No, I do not. They do not seem to. Actually, I'm going to reword that. I don't think it would be wise for anyone to board the ship without a lot of protection. But I don't see it as a.
Captain?
I don't see. What was that?
If I may, Captain.
Yeah, absolutely.
Fleet Captain Bathory, I do not think that the creature has any ill intent. It just wants to understand.
Just wants to exist.
Does your crew have any recommendations?
It has caused harm before, but unintentionally, and we have found that it can be reasoned with.
Yes.
I think establishing some kind of communication with it, sending a science team nearby maybe, could be wise to learn more about it.
Yeah, keeping it somewhere that it may not fall into enemy hands. While it does not have ill intent, I can imagine it can be used by people that do.
The Romulans indicated
did
that they
call it a
wanted to. The Romulans indicated they wanted to use it as a weapon. Well, they wanted to take control of it as a weapon. They said that its use was unauthorized, but I suspect that they would use it against the Borg and probably us in the future. What I would suggest is that a small fleet, including ships for protection and science vessels and a tug ship, be dispatched to more properly study and relocate the derelict ship.
We shall dispatch a tug vessel and the U.S.S. Merlin to escort it. That is all we can spare at the moment, and bring it to Starbase 343 for study.
I would advise it does seem to respond well to being asked for consent.
Consent is very important.
Yes. It also we
I take
were
it
able
then
to have
you
a
have
discussion.
asked it for consent for it to be towed to a starbase.
We have not.
We have not.
Planning on it.
Understood.
Or we would suggest that perhaps it would be best if the tug ship that is dispatched asks that permission.
Then is the tricorder that Shinzo scanned the creature with, and then we gave it to it so it could understand the info that we gathered? Is it still there?
No, we just downloaded information to it.
Now you would have had to have plugged the tricorder into the console.
Is that tricorder still there?
Absolutely.
Phil?
Yeah, you're going to get... Yeah. Yes. Several voices all respond at once.
Are you okay with us moving you to a safer location?
That's going to
Other
be...
people to move you to another location, a place where you could be safer and maybe even learn more about yourself.
Presence, command.
From who?
From you and Lieutenant Commander Zace, but Zace, complication range 1,
Yeah.
task roll 1.
Okay, what am I doing?
Well,
Presence
it
on
doesn't matter
command.
anyway, that's a success.
I want to roll.
Then roll.
Presence command, yeah.
Never
There you go.
mind.
Say you do. Really?
I do, because I want to break my streak. I can't do anything. Phil, won't you listen to me? I'm your friend. I feel like we have a connection. I honestly feel like Zace would probably keep up fucking communication with them even after all this shit is over.
Yeah. New pen pal.
This sounds agreeable
How's it
to us.
How's it going? Existing.
How was your day?
Is there anything anyone wants to do? Last moment, last minute kind of thing?
I would like to stop by the med bay.
I would like to say goodbye to Phil and tell them how they can keep in contact with me.
In case
give 'em
anybody, go ahead.
my number and shit. However the fuck that works.
I was able to scan the tricorder and I discovered this game called Dungeons and Dragons. It involves a lot of dice rolls. Perhaps we could play it.
Absolutely.
What are you doing?
Before we depart back to the.
Hang on. Lieutenant Shinzo, what are you doing at the medical bay?
Healing.
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
didn't she get real fucked up on the ship?
Did you sustain an injury? In other words, did your stress go all the way to 0?
No.
Then you may reset your stress.
Thank you.
Commander
Oh,
Anderson.
how do you get it? There we go.
Commander Anderson.
Just in case somebody gets here before the Starfleet vessels do, I'm just going to drop a beacon probe, informing any passing vessels of the situation.
Excellent.
I would like to throw a suggestion of stay. How long would it take? Do we know how long it would take for the Starfleet to get here?
2 days.
No, it'd be between 8 to 12 hours.
It's like it took us an hour.
The ships are close? The ships are close?
Yeah, it took you
Starbase.
about 8 hours at Warp 8 to get there.
Okay,
Is
still.
that something that we can stay and wait for them to get here just in case?
Absolutely.
Okay, cool. I just want to make
Commander,
sure.
No, I would be totally fine with that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then
He's
delay
not
that
ready to
order.
refill yet.
We don't need a beacon.
Fuck the beacon. We are the beacon.
Captain, may I make a request?
No.
Yes, as long as you join me for a beer later.
Well, because of my request, that might be difficult.
Okay.
Can I accompany the fleet that takes it back?
Absolutely.
I promise to be back on the Pendragon before our next mission.
Absolutely. That seems like a very reasonable request.
I would like to go with as well.
Request granted.
It's not
My
very often.
crew's leaving. What's happening? No.
Well,
Fuck you, I made a new friend.
well, Captain, it's not very often you find a creature that came into existence and now only seeks to understand, even though
Agreed.
it clearly can be used in other ways.
Agreed. Yes, any crew that would like to accompany the fleet that is returning the vessel can absolutely do so. Though it's likely that, given that we're waiting for that fleet to arrive, it's likely that we will probably be part of that convoy.
Very true.
With that, then, bring this episode of the U.S.S. Pendragon to a close.
I made a new friend. I
That was
also
fun.
don't know how to do my job.
Lieutenant Commander Zace.
Hi.
Who are you? Do you have the social medias or anything?
I don't. All I have is Discord. You can find me at Alexander Samilton. That's about it.
That's a pretty great username.
Isn't it? I'm amazing. I know.
Yep.
Lieutenant Commander Ishan, whose name tag I will change in time for the next game.
Yes.
Who are you? Where can we find you?
I am on Twitter at Cassandra_BR. And I also have an actual play of Vampire the Masquerade with the Lamias channel on Twitch.
Pro2, who are you? Where can we find you? What do you do? Do you do things? Let's find out.
I do my job here at Table of Horrors very badly because I did not put Cassandra's Twitter link in there. I just did the Lamia stuff.
That's my fault.
No, it's fine. No, I'm practically everywhere at Nitro Type at. Yeah, that's about it.
Commander Anderson, who are you? What do you do? Do you do things? Let's find out.
I'm Nakara. You can find me at Nakara on Twitter, or at Nakara on Discord. I am of Relay fame, which is part of Star Citizen community. You can find Relay at twitch.tv/relay_SC. You can find our Discord server at discord.gg/relaysc and our website at relay.sc. We do.
Difficult to remember.
What was that?
It's so difficult to remember.
We do Relay Station show on Saturdays at 9 p.m. Eastern.
Hey, Griffin.
Hi, Griffin.
Lieutenant Shinzo, who are you? What do you do? Do you do things? How far down do the spots go?
Wouldn't you like to know? I am Ms. Hearts. You can find me everywhere as Ms. Hearts. I also have a slight announcement. I have joined the Bat City Bombshells. So look for announcements on upcoming performances in the Austin area.
That's cool.
It's a fucking awesome name.
It is an awesome name, yeah. And if you need any graphic design or promotional products, go to gibopromo.com.
Wonderful. We will go a raiding on. Hopefully they're still playing. Come on. There you go.
Well, Shiv's finding somebody to raid. I will also remind everybody that we play video games on Mondays sometimes, and tomorrow Shiv and I are playing through the Halo games, or beginning to. And I'm excited because I'm a super duper Halo nerd and Shiv is not. So I can't wait to teach him the wonders of Halo.
This week we have London by Gaslight V5 VTM Thursday, 23:30 UTC, and then the day after, Friday, at time's that one? Is that the same time? Or is that an hour earlier?
Hour earlier.
Oh god. It's going to kill me.
22:30?
22:30 UTC. We have V5 Oxford by 9.
Follow our Twitter.
Day.
Yeah.
We have modern day VTM game. How the fuck am I doing all this? We will go a raiding on ELH Mach 1, who are also playing Star Trek Adventures. But of course, as is tradition, we can't go until Nakara gives us the line.
I have no idea what he's looking for.
Potatoes.
Potatoes are excellent.